Welcome back to Tennis Podcast. I'm your host, Robbie, and I'm sitting in the Kangaroo Motorsports studio with Adam Nilsson because we are back.
That's right. We have been gone for a while, haven't we?
You've been gone quite a while.
Yeah.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
You had a kid.
Yeah.
Then life.
I've been back since the kid.
Yeah, once.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
You've been busy.
I have been busy.
It happens.
Yeah. This week,
But we're back.
I thought was going to be even worse than it was because we had
A derecho.
round 2 of the derecho roll through here, and this one dropped. The last report I saw was 5 confirmed tornadoes with the possibility of adding a few more as they were analyzing their data.
Yep.
Which is wild.
And they actually categorized it as a derecho.
Yeah.
Which would make sense because it was like a thin line of storms
Dude,
that
it
went
was
the
wild.
entire length of the state and just kind of blew through. And
So weird, man. It was 75 degrees here on Wednesday in Iowa in the middle of December.
the weirder thing for me was that it was 75 when I got off of work.
Yeah.
At like 3:30.
Right.
Came home. No, tried to go to the gym,
Yeah.
but everything closed at 3.
Yeah,
because everyone's
they
PTSD
thought,
from
they
the
thought
last
we were
trade show.
going to die.
Yeah.
They thought the world is ending. Let's just go home.
Yeah, so I went to the grocery store and then went home. So, home at like 4:30. Still like
Right.
70 degrees.
Yeah.
And by the time Jess got home from work,
At like 11 or midnight. Isn't that kind of where her hours are at right
what time
now?
did she get back? It wasn't quite that late, but she was later.
Okay.
And it was like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
It in like a matter of a few hours, that storm, it was like 8. She was back at like 8. So yeah, so like 4 hours. It went from like 75 to like 30.
Up in Dalton's neck of the woods,
Yep.
it went from 70, 75 degrees to tornadoes to a half an inch of snow in the span of like 2 or 3 hours.
It's insane.
And then when they woke up the next morning, sheet ice. All of the roads just sheet ice.
Yikes.
I'm like on Wednesday, we're working, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like running around in a t-shirt and sweating. And I said to my coworker, I'm like, this isn't supposed to happen.
No.
I'm outside in December in a short sleeve t-shirt and I'm sweating. Like, I'm mad that I don't have any bottles of water on my truck. Like, I don't keep like normally I have a cooler in my truck
Yes.
all the time and it's got water in it. The company buys like literally pallets of water at a time. And in the winter we go through like a pallet. And in the summer we go through like a pallet a week or more.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? And so, like, but in the winter, I don't even keep that in my truck because I don't want it to freeze.
Of course.
And I was pissed I didn't have any. I was fucking dying, dude. It was hot.
Legitimately warm. Yes.
I was so confused. It's the weirdest.
Derechos are weird. I don't remember them growing up.
No, it's not been. I mean,
It's not
I remember after the one we had almost 2 years ago now.
that was only a year ago.
Well,
Year and a half. Yeah, year and a half.
So I remember kind of reading up on them because I had never heard of such a thing.
Right.
And like they said, like it's been a thing, but it's not a common thing, and they've never been as widespread as like the one we had last year or even this one this time. Because this one, like, my parents live 2 hours south of here.
Yep.
In Missouri, and my dad lost power to the places he works. He had to be on standby at those facilities while they waited for power to come back, and like there's some people in a group chat I'm in from like the Wichita, Kansas area that had real heavy, strong winds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a long ways away, man.
Yep. Or the weird thing was someone posted on our neighborhood thing. They're like, is someone burning something? Like, it smells like smoke outside.
Yeah.
They're like, no. It's because there's a fire
In Kansas.
in Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah.
It's like 3 hours from here.
Yeah. One of my Facebook friends posted a picture of his car in the driveway, like with a layer of ash on it
Jeez.
from the fire in Kansas City. He was here in Des Moines, like on the east side.
That's crazy.
Wild.
The weather's weird, man. It's a weird year.
Yeah. There's that. I saw some meme about like something about like kids talking about what they're going to be when they grow up. Man, it's 70 degrees in December. You're not growing up. I'm like, right?
Yeah. I accept that. No longer planning for the future. A natural disaster will take me.
Oh, for sure, dude. We're on. I mean, it gets progressively worse.
Uh-huh.
There was some report. I didn't read it, but I kind of saw the title and skimmed the title, but didn't click on it or read it. But talking about how like some meteorologists at this point have basically said that we don't have a severe storm season anymore.
No, we really don't.
That that used to be like kind of like from March, April through like early July, say.
Yeah.
June, July-ish, and then we kind of taper off again. And then, blizzards, I don't really even know that I count those as severe weather.
Not in the same context.
Right, not like a derecho or a tornado.
Right.
Or even like a strong thunderstorm. But like that's not a thing anymore.
Nope.
Dude, I was standing in my front yard recording lightning on Wednesday night. Like, what is happening?
Mid-December. Yep.
Wild.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. So, before we jump into this, I got a package in the mail today.
Oh, before we do that, though, I do want to thank a handful of people, listeners that used our code.
Yes.
And they bought pit scooters because they're planning ahead for next year already.
Hell yeah.
So if you were one of those that got a pit scooter already using our code, 10tenths, I appreciate it. If you haven't yet, you are missing out. You should use it because you have 2 weeks.
Yeah, this will basically be the last show that you'll be able to use it before the code expires.
Yeah, we're going to end the show by saying we'll see you next week, but
we probably
it's
won't.
Christmas, so...
Yeah, I already know that it's going to be tough next week.
Deal with it. I don't know. Free podcast.
Yeah, what do you want?
But if you want us to come back in 2022, you should buy a scooter.
Yeah, there you go.
Techbosscompany.com, TEKBOSS company.com. Use the code 10tenths. You get electric scooters, electric dirt bikes, little ATVs for the children, gas-powered scooters as well. They're super fun. I won't be able to go to a track without one ever again.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have been, even just the 48-volt, 600-watt free ride.
That's perfect.
That's my jam. That's what I need.
It's the one.
I had people ask me this week about it, and I said, this is the one I use. This is my favorite.
It's the best balance between price and performance.
Yes. I was like, you can get faster ones. You can get bigger ones. You can get smaller ones and slower ones. This one is I'm Goldilocks, and this is my porridge.
Right, exactly. It's perfect.
Yep, my free ride. I like it a lot. So, if you want to get your own, techbosscompany.com. I got to open this. All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to preface this real quick. Katie texted me, and she goes, what'd you get from Amazon? It's really heavy. I was like, I haven't ordered anything from Amazon.
Okay. All right.
And she said, well, you got something. Like, okay. And like, it's Christmas season, so it's like, okay, well, maybe somebody sent
that aunt that you don't talk to.
Yeah, somebody sent the family something. I don't know. So I call her, and I said, open it, but like not near Logan. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Just in case.
I wouldn't even think
Just
of
in
that.
case it's a present. Like, open it up, see what it is. But if it's for the kid, like, we don't want him to see it yet.
Okay.
So open it away from him. So she opens it and just busts out laughing. Okay.
Good sign, I guess.
And I was like, what is going on? Like, I had to ask her 3 or 4 times before she would finally, like, calm down enough to tell me what was happening. And so Robbie has not seen what it is because I kind of want to know if there's something that he knew, if he was in on this. Were you in on this? Were you in on this?
Not directly.
Okay, so somebody sent me 2 like of the gas station or Walmart.
That's Costco size.
But no, they're like the display boxes.
Yes.
That like you put on the shelf and then rip the top off so that people can grab one to buy of Payday bars. And did not claim it.
So there's
24 in each
box.
Those.
And there's 2, so you have 48
Yes.
paydays.
Yeah. And they did not claim who, because it has my name on the address on the shipping label.
Yes.
And there wasn't like a note in there like, here's your gift, ha ha ha. Happy holidays from your favorite listener. Insert name here.
There's no gift receipt.
I have no idea who sent those to me. So do you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Do you? Okay. I was assuming that you were in on this.
I'm not completely in on it. I
like you just don't even ask what's happening. Like maybe I should,
well,
for the better of his family's safety.
No, it's this person wouldn't do that. If I, it was James.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't even question it.
Okay.
Because he texted me the other day and asked for your address, and I just responded with because I was in the middle of whatever I was doing. I sent the address and like moved on and never even thought about it. That's what that has to be.
Okay, I'll text James after the show and verify. But if it wasn't James, it was actually you, dear listener. I guess DM me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was James.
Slide into my DMs because I want to know. I'm excited about it.
That's nice.
I fucking love paydays.
I'm kind of jealous. I didn't get any candy.
You don't know that?
Well, yours already showed up. I didn't get any.
Well, maybe yours was harder to get. That they had on the shelf. Yours, they probably don't.
Yeah, that's true. I do like the high chews and random like Asian candies.
Well, no, I'm saying you probably like stuff that other people actually like.
That's probably true.
I kind of wondered if it was Scott Robertson.
I could see that.
Like, that's why I was wondering if you were in on it.
No, not this one.
Okay.
I think it's James just because he asked for your address recently.
Okay.
If it isn't, though, you have more stuff coming, apparently.
All right. Well, that's fair.
That's awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, you got 48 days worth of paydays.
I'm not mad about it.
No, that's good. What a nice gift.
I know, right? It's ridiculous. Hilarious. Haters gonna hate. So, anyway, I did a thing.
Yeah, so we don't have an opener this weekend.
No, I don't.
We're just diving into it.
Well, yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, normally our opener is presented by Factor Fabrication, our buddy Booney, the awesome Booney that makes whatever you want. If you want to get caged, railed, Factor Fabrication. I know a couple people have asked me about him doing cages for their cars, and I have told them just to get in contact with him because I don't speak on his behalf. But when you do talk to him, use code 10/10. 10/10 is the discount code.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if there is a code.
There's definitely not a It's not a discount.
It's definitely
code,
not a discount, but you can use the code 10/10 for all of your custom fabrication needs, whether it be furniture, your cage in your GLTC car, or whatever it is that you need.
Cage and D-Tune, GLTC ready.
Oh, is that?
I'm so sick of seeing that in literally every for sale ad on the planet. It's just a cage and a D-Tune away from GLTC. Fuck off.
It's fucking hilarious, though.
Jesus.
But, yes, that is how everyone's trying to sell cars these days.
It's insane.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
So good luck if you want to get into GLTC because everyone's just caging their cars and detuning them and you're in.
It's going to be a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. But thanks to Booney and Factor Fabrication and Factor Fabrication Racing, I will not probably be at hardly any of them. So whatever. Works out for me.
Are you allowed to talk about what's happening yet?
No.
God damn it.
But if you want to find out when we announce it, it will be on Factor Fabrication Racing on Instagram.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Do I follow that? I don't think I do.
I think you do.
I open my Instagram like never.
Yep. We haven't posted much
because there's not much to post.
It's been kind of quiet. We're doing some work next week on the car.
Yeah?
Getting stuff ready. Teams getting together. Stuff like that. FactorFabrication.com. Use code 10/10.
Oh, I am following it. Don't worry, guys.
I figured you were.
Supporting my friends.
That were harassing us publicly on the in the comment section.
Definitely not, because that would require me to open my Instagram.
That's fair.
And I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
I haven't posted on Instagram in 2 months. I realized that the other day. I was like, the last time I posted was
on yours or for
personal.
Oh,
my personal Instagram. I posted a picture of the Z from the Road America event at the end of October. I haven't touched it since. I needed a break from people. Okay,
I'm so tired of social media and the things that it requires me to do.
Anyone that listens to this show and follows us on social media is fully aware that we both are not active on social media.
Groups, man. Excuse me. That's it.
Yep, I have a couple of group messages and some direct messages with friends, and that's kind of where it stopped. That in like September, I kind of get that burnout feeling, and I need to just like step away.
Yeah,
I still have that feeling hard this year. It's not just the car. I've enjoyed working on the car quietly by myself.
Right.
I just completely took a step back from like talking about it publicly besides the podcast.
Right.
Like Instagram, nah. I'll scroll for like a little bit and then put it away. Just need that break, man.
I just don't care anymore.
It drags me down.
I got so much shit going on.
I unfollowed almost 200 people
Woof.
on Instagram the other day.
I don't even know if I follow that many people to begin with.
I think that was the problem, was I was following like 1,200 something people or
Right.
companies and all that
Right.
shit. So I went through and unfollowed like 200 of them. That helped a lot. But I still don't care enough to post about what I've been up to.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
What I've been up to.
you went to PRI
I
last
did
weekend.
go to You bailed on me.
I couldn't be bothered.
You bailed on me.
I didn't just
No, you
bail
bailed
on
on me.
you.
You
I
bailed
bailed on everybody.
Well, you bailed on me.
I did bail on you.
You bailed on me.
That's true.
I don't care about the rest of them.
No, I didn't care about them either.
So Booney bailed on all of us first.
Yep. And that was when that was the domino effect.
Yeah.
I bailed shortly thereafter. It had nothing to do with the fact that I thought I had COVID.
I figured.
I just didn't want to go. That was a good cop out.
I was like, he knows he's not sick. He just decided he didn't want to go.
You guys were like, are you going to PRI? I was like, I'm sick.
Yeah, whatever. Also, would like to know, none of us got sick, Robbie. What's up?
Bullshit. Someone got sick.
Nobody that I know, I have not seen a single post about the PRI flu yet. And nobody that I know
I could have swore I saw something posted.
that went has been sick yet. And
Maybe on Track Midwest somebody posted.
very few masks in sight.
I figured there'd be no masks.
There was not that. Like, it was less. It was busy. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
I think busier than what SEMA looked like as compared to other
SEMA
years.
looked downright dead this year.
We'll use Dalton's terrible picture as a reference here.
It's got nothing to do with it, just people standing around and like. So thanks for this terrible picture, Dalton. Yeah, if you're watching YouTube, you can kind of see that there's a picture with some people standing around.
Yeah, so I mean, there was so like in years past, there's the two big main halls,
Yes.
and then there's the hallways around them, and then there's like those littler halls off to the sides.
Yes.
Like normally, there's say 4 or 5 of those that have stuff in them.
The side halls.
The small ones.
Like yeah.
This year there was only 1 or 2.
Okay. I mean, they still had 1,000 vendors.
Yeah. So somebody said, or I heard, or something about like maybe 20% down on what they had in years past.
I'm not surprised by that.
So like the back corner, where the 2 halls meet, that's kind of where all the manufacturing stuff is.
It's like the
where they always
machining
have, like,
centers
the machining and the CNCs and machines and stuff like that. There was like a big opening in the back corner there
Okay.
that nothing ever filled in.
Yeah. Okay. That would make sense.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be maybe not a down year, but I figured it'd be
Yeah.
a little bit less than 100%.
They did a good job of like filling in blank spots. Like, so there, you wouldn't be like walking down an aisle and be like booth, blank space, booth, blanks. You know, they did a good job of not making it look like there were holes.
Yeah, or just like give everybody a little extra room.
Yeah, I don't know what they changed, or if they said, "Hey, we're going to move you to this booth now instead," or whatever.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, it was good. So talk about the show first, then we'll talk about the shenanigans.
How did you get there? I feel like that's a story within itself.
So
'cause we were going to take the Edge or my pickup.
Right. So
but I was sick.
We talked about this at length. Yeah, I was sick. We talked about this at length. Most of us are terrible adults, and by us I mean my
Our immediate
my group
friends.
of
Yes.
immediate friends that I do this stuff with. So like, I have the van, but I couldn't take it away from Katie.
No, probably not a good choice.
No. And I haven't like even sat in the the last time I drove the Blazer was when was the Monday after we got back from Heartland Park.
It's been
when
a minute.
I went to work that morning. That's the last time I've driven the Blazer. It's sitting in my work parking lot. It hasn't moved since. Battery is dead as a doornail.
All right.
Yeah. So
It needs to come. Truck life.
It needs to come home soon, but I just haven't dealt with it yet. So, so then obviously that's off the table.
Yep.
So like none of my vehicles were going. And then Ryan Seiler, who ran Grid Life with us all year.
The Club TRS 2000.
Right. He has a street S2000, a second S2000.
I keep forgetting he has 2 of those.
Yeah. I don't even know that it's kind of on the DL, but I think it'll be okay. And then he's got, so we're obviously not taking that 2-seater convertible. Not taking that. Although the convertible wouldn't have been that bad this weekend, honestly. Certainly more warmer than it has been in years past. Holy shit. But then he's got a early 2000s diesel Chevy, 3/4 ton.
Pickup? I thought he had like a Tahoe or something.
And then he also has a Tahoe.
Okay. The Tahoe wouldn't be too bad.
The Tahoe would have been fine, but I didn't like. I was kind of trying to be economical about this.
That's fair.
Right? And so then Dalton has the Camaro right now, and that's it.
Yeah, because he got rid of the pickup.
Volt isn't ready to go yet. He has a salvage title Volt that he's rebuilding.
Yep.
But he's finding out that was harder than he had anticipated.
There's a lot of electronics in there.
No, it's just like stupid GM shit.
Well, I know there's like weird cooling stuff.
Well, he's got all that sorted out.
He does.
The only thing that's sitting right now, this is kind of funny and mildly interesting, because it just kind of shows like how hard it's going to be moving forward for us as enthusiasts.
Yes.
Not that the Volt is an enthusiast car, but I'm sure this is the situation with any
newer vehicle
given GM. It has an engine control unit, a module, and a body control module, and all that. And those have VIN numbers programmed into them.
Uh-huh.
And you can't just like run to the junkyard and grab another one, because if it has the wrong VIN on it, it won't fucking work.
The Z's are that way too. If you take a BCM out, it won't work.
You can't basically you have to take it to a dealership to have it programmed.
That's so frustrating. He's got that really fancy Snap-on.
Yeah, he's got a
too.
really nice Snap-on scanner tool.
Damn.
And he can't. It has to go.
It has to use the GM.
Yeah, it has to go to
or
a
whatever it's called.
dealership. And then he traded his truck in and ordered a brand new one that they're going to be shipping to him early part of next year.
Yep.
So he has no way of getting the Volt to a dealership, which is where he's at right now. So, so the Volt was out.
Yep.
He's got the Camaro, and like I didn't think it would be that. I'm not a big guy,
and I've been in the backseat of the Camaro. It's not the best, but it's not terrible.
I had never been in the backseat of that Camaro before. He has a 6th gen, a 2020 V6 1LE.
Yes.
Which honestly didn't get remarkably better gas mileage than the Tahoe would have gotten, and certainly was not worth the hassle. But they picked me up at my house, so by the time I realized how bad the back of and nobody sold this to me very well.
So sold you what?
How small that car is.
It's not that bad.
Yes, it fucking is.
It's not that. It's not an Audi TT, Adam.
I am short, and I could not sit up straight in that car.
These are facts.
I had to sit with my neck turned at like a 45-degree angle the whole time because I couldn't slouch down far enough.
Nope.
Now I know that we argued this on our group chat and that we pulled up stats and figures.
I had them.
But whoever measured that shit out needs to get a fucking tape measure out.
All right,
because it says there is 29.9 inches of foot space in the rear passenger area. And with Dalton's slid as far forward, like his knees literally
touched the dash,
smashed into the dash.
Yep.
Him, curled into a ball to sit in there. I had to turn my foot sideways to put it down into the footwell and then turn my foot forward under the seat. And I have a small foot.
Yeah.
It sure as hell isn't 29.9 inches long. That's for goddamn sure.
Yep. According to the I guess this is car driver, they measured it, the rear leg room at 29.9, and we kept arguing that it was dramatically better than the Audi TT because you said there's no way.
There's no way.
And the Audi TT was 20.2.
I have no problem believing that the rear legroom in my Audi is 20.2 inches. That's an absolutely reasonable number.
Yes.
The Camaro is that or less. It is sure as hell isn't 29.
I remember that. It's 20.9, so it's only 0.9.
No, it was 29.9.
No. Was it really?
Yes.
Oh, it was. Yeah, no, there's no way it's 9.
It's not 9.5 inches long. No.
It's not even close.
That dude needs to get out. That was, you see that meme where it's like, this is where I learned not to trust anybody. They have two tape measures pulled out. One of them's dramatically different than the other. He was using the wrong fucking tape measure.
Yeah. No, there's no way they're 9 inches different. We're talking like 2 or 3
at most.
Yes. No, I bet we were at Topeka. I was in the back seat because we took that to get dinner one night.
Yeah.
And I had, again, I'm straddling the seat in front of me, and then I'm tipped over to the side. So I'm sitting like my left arm is leaning on the center console thing in the back seat, so I don't hit my head.
Right. And then Dalton said that what he does when he has to ride back there, because I assume drunk Dalton volunteers to sit in the back of his car.
Of course.
Which
Good for him.
Well, if someone has to take you home, that's the least you can do is be uncomfortable for it.
Yes.
He said he sits behind the driver's seat and puts his feet behind the passenger seat.
Yeah. But then you're basically sprawled out.
Right. And so I tried that, and that was better-ish. But the problem is that it's not really. It is a bench back seat, but it's not really.
It's
because they try to make it feel like
seat.
It's like performance-y. So the middle hump is like every bit of 3 or 4 inches taller than where your butt sits in the seats.
Yep.
And so I was that way for a few hours on the way home, but my hip was completely asleep. Like it was gone. And I'm like, sorry, Dalton, you got to move forward again.
Yeah, you can't.
I got to sit back up again. But then I couldn't sit up. I had to lean cockeyed. Oh, it was the worst, dude.
Yeah.
And we drove partway there Thursday night and then finished the rest of it out early Friday morning.
Yep.
And so it wasn't so bad on the way there, but we when
you long haul it back.
We long haul it all the way back. And that thing, the gas tank in that is big enough that it's almost a one tanker.
Jeez.
And so I didn't get out of that thing at all from Indianapolis to halfway between Cedar Rapids and my house.
Oh wow!
So we were within 45 minutes of being home on an 7.5 hour drive.
Yeah,
and I was dying in the back of that car on the way home.
I would have been ready to get out.
It was real bad.
That would have been bad.
So, and Dalton tries to claim he was at least as uncomfortable as I was.
No.
Which I won't argue that he was clearly uncomfortable sitting in front of me, but he definitely had more space than I did still.
Whoever is in the front seat is more comfortable than whoever's in the back seat.
So the other thing is that the other big thing about my TT over the Camaro, I think, was that there was a lot more under dash leg room in the front.
Yes.
And so even with the seat slid most of the way forward, the person in the front was more comfortable than the person in the front of the Camaro. The Camaro has got such a short leg or under dash leg room.
Footwell, yeah.
In the front that nobody's comfortable. No one's comfortable in this fucking.
Not a single person.
It's the worst. I was like, I've been very selfish about my cars most of my life.
Yes.
It's absolutely a thing.
Yes.
100%. But that car is super bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take that on a long trip ever.
No, that's not going to happen twice. I'll tell you that.
Nope.
It wasn't worth the.
No, because
It wasn't worth the marginal gas savings.
Because we did one trip in the Audi one time.
That was only a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, that was enough.
Yeah.
I don't remember who would have been in the front seat. Danny?
Jake. Yeah.
Thank you. I could not figure out why it would have been 3 of us.
Yeah.
Because we skated in Algona.
That was the day I met
Katie. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Skate park skanks.
SPSs for life.
Yeah. Always said don't marry him, and now look at me.
Look at you. You got 2 kids with one.
Yep. I messed that up.
It's okay. She doesn't listen.
Take notes, kids.
So
anyway,
you made it to PRI.
So you remember the parking garage situation there, right?
It was a gigantic mess last time it was under construction.
So I told him just go to the top. By the time we got we didn't get there till 11:30 on Friday. I was like, just go straight to the top. Don't even bother. Once you get in the ramp area, just stay in it.
Just keep
just
going.
Go up. And so we get we're at the 6th story of this 8-story thing, and you can see that it's thinned out. So we went in there, and in the back corner, way away from everybody else, is an orange what do they call them? Boss 302 Mustang.
Yep, I think
So it's like the newer. I think that's like the newest track package Mustang now. They call it a Boss.
Yeah, not the GT500 and stuff.
Right.
Like
It's
that.
not a GT500. It's not a GT350.
Yep.
But I think it takes like some of the, if I remember right, it takes like some of the aero parts and brakes and stuff like that from the GT350, but uses the normal Coyote motor instead of the flat plane crank that they put in the GT350s.
Absolutely. That is exactly what they do.
I historically have been spot on with everything Mustang related.
I can confirm everything you said is exactly right.
Right.
The Boss 302.
There are 9 generations of Mustang. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I can't.
So
this is the 9th gen, right?
Yeah, that's the newest one. That's the SN95. It's the newest one.
Gotcha.
So, man, I just triggered someone real hard.
Good.
I love it. So that was parked way off by itself. So, and backed into its parking spot. So obviously we had to park next to it,
Of
right?
course.
Because it's an orange Mustang track pack. We have an orange Camaro track pack essentially. And so we back in there, and when we got back at the end of the day, he was already gone. So we knew he saw it.
Yep.
And then Saturday rolls around, and we just went straight to the top again. Get out on the one floor down this time because we were there a lot earlier.
Yep.
Pull out. Guess who we see? There it is again. So we park right next to him Saturday morning again. And you know, on Friday he had some choice words with himself or whoever he was with about this fucking ricer ass V6 that looks like a ZL1. What an idiot, right? And then
comes right back.
And then Saturday afternoon when we left, he was already gone again. So he saw it again.
I like how he's backed in. He's got kind of centered, and then Dalton's backed in. But he's kind of crept over.
That was Ryan driving.
No, don't blame that on Ryan.
No, I'm blaming it on Ryan. Ryan doesn't really let Dalton drive ever.
That's fair.
Which has proven to be
probably the right choice.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah,
for sure. We let Dalton drive a little ways on the way there. So after Dalton crashed the Camaro at RPM and deployed some of the bags, for a while he didn't have cruise control because you need some sort of clock spring in the steering wheel or some shit.
Yep.
That
goes out with
when the airbag goes out, you don't have that anymore. And until the Road America event this year, he had not fixed that problem.
Okay.
He decided to fix that problem right before the Road America event, like literally as Josh and Ryan were showing up.
He was still like in his garage.
Like he had pulled the steering wheel off, I think as an excuse not to take the Camaro.
Yes.
Well, I can't take it. It doesn't have a steering wheel on it right now. Because we were giving him shit about how he's not going to want to drive the Fit at Road America.
Which he claims he had a great time, but
right,
he only went out for like half the sessions.
Well, his girlfriend, who actually owns the car, was also driving a beginner, and most of the beginner sessions were immediately following the last time attack session.
No, I'm not buying it.
So at least he did the right thing and gave her the car most of the time. But anyway, I don't know why he bothered fixing the Cruise because he doesn't fucking use it.
No.
So we're driving down the road, right? We're driving down the interstate. 70 miles an hour is the speed limit.
Yep.
We're doing 85 miles an hour. Then we're doing 63 miles an hour. Then we're doing 74 miles an hour. Then we're doing 92 miles an hour. Like, Dalton, pick a fucking speed, bro.
Just hit the button,
and we're
man.
giving him so much shit about, like, no wonder you didn't bother fixing that Cruise for over a year. You don't use it anyway.
Well, he claimed that was the minimum speed, and he would just keep going up above it, and then it would drop back down.
That's not what it was. Because I think he gets distracted on what's happening, and so if he comes up on somebody, he just stays behind them for a while,
and then
realizing what's going on, and then goes, "Oh, I should probably pass him," and then goes blitzing by him as fast as he can go, and we're just hauling ass down the road until he comes up on the next vehicle, and then he's distracted again. Is really what I think it boils down
That's
to.
a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah, so you'll spend like a minute or two, maybe 3 or 4 behind a vehicle, and then all of a sudden you'll be flying down the interstate again.
I don't think I've gone with him down the interstate. Like, in Topeka, it's just into town.
But then you put Ryan in the driver's seat. Ryan sets the Cruise, and down the road we go. Oh, coming up on somebody? Merge. Pass him. Turn back into the lane you belong in. Never even drops the cruise. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, weird how that works.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? So, but so we show up. Our original goal was to make it on Friday in time for the 11 a.m.
State of the
grid deal for Grid Life, where they were going to announce the official schedule for 2022, release the official rule books for both Time Attack and GLTC, and then just some other random things. Unfortunately, we got there like 11:30. By the time we got our passes and all that stuff, we missed it.
Yeah.
So kind of bummed out about that. But Grid Life's calendar looks epic.
Yeah,
looks ridiculous.
Really, really good.
I can finally talk about it now. Can't wait to go to Lime Rock Park this year.
So good.
It's going to be the best. That Circuit Legends event is going to be ridiculous. If you haven't heard about it, it's literally everywhere on the internet. I don't know what rock you're living under.
Yeah, it's posted on anything that's automotive related.
Racer.com posted an article about it. I'm like, why does Racer.com care about anything that Grid Life is doing?
Grid Life's taking over, man.
Insane. So, the rule book change. I didn't even look at GLTC. Couldn't care less.
Pretty minor changes, honestly, besides the tires.
Other than the ho-hos. We knew the ho-hos were changing.
Good.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it. I get why they were there to begin with.
I get it.
And I get why they're being taken out.
Yep.
And I don't think that it's going to affect the racing in any way, shape, or form.
No.
It might slow it down a little bit at the front.
Maybe.
For a little while.
Yes.
But it won't stay that way.
No.
They'll find They'll find it back again.
Somehow they're going to have faster times than last year.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Are you kidding me?
Yep. That'll be crazy.
They'll be 10% faster than they were last year.
And I'll probably be like 20% slower. Probably.
Yeah, you'll put a ton of time and effort into it and go slower.
Oh, I definitely am not putting a ton of time and effort, but I'll definitely be slower.
Yeah. I mean, as compared to the front runners, no, you don't. You never work on your car, but still.
No, never.
So, yeah. If you want to know more, you can find it on their website or whatever. But the show itself. So, this year, a couple of the interesting things in general, they had, I mean, obviously we can't even talk about automotive culture and industry as a whole anymore without talking about EVs. I mean, it has to be talked about. So one of those smaller halls that I talked about a little bit ago that was still open, I think last time we went to it, it was like the one that they had like all the sim racing stuff set up in.
Okay. Yep.
That was all electric vehicles this year.
Okay.
So if you flip through here, there's some pictures of like a 60s big body Cadillac that had been electric converted.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah, so it's got an electric. I think that was the GM crate motor. It might have been a Tesla motor. I can't remember. Honestly, I don't even know that I looked close enough because I didn't really care.
I wouldn't have.
This is where I think an EV setup makes so much sense.
In an old Cadillac?
Like, so, to me, like, I haven't really lived this life because I've never owned anything like this, but a luxury vehicle is about being confined to your space and being the ability to tune out all the world and all the peasants and all the plebes and just exist in your own little quiet, smooth bubble, right?
All right, I'm in now.
Yeah.
You got me.
And internal combustion engines only interrupt that.
They make noise.
They make noise. They kind
vibrate.
of rough.
Yeah.
Electric engines don't do that.
No.
So from a luxury car, electric cars.
Did
I say something wrong?
You said engines.
Oh, fuck
you triggered
off,
somebody.
People. Fuck off. People.
Josh is texting you right now.
That's fine. No, Josh isn't. If anybody, it's Don. But in a luxury vehicle, these things make the most sense.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I realize that a 60s Cadillac by today's standards is not the pinnacle of luxury.
But it was.
But if I was going to own one of these, which I would love to do, a big body, like late 50s to mid 60s Cadillac.
See, I'm the same way with the Lincoln Continental with the
Yeah,
suicide doors.
absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, they're right up there with it. I mean,
oh.
I have an allegiance to Cadillac because I'm a GM guy.
I get it.
But I wouldn't kick a Lincoln out of bed. I'm just saying.
Shouldn't.
Yeah. So I really get this. I'm not totally opposed to them as a performance thing.
No.
But I really dig this like low, aired out street cruiser with an electric engine in it. This would be cool.
Yeah, because
this thing is rad.
Because when I'm thinking about my Lincoln Continental,
yeah,
the engine's not really where I'm focused at all.
When you're sitting, laying in bed, not able to sleep because you are an insomniac or whatever.
I am. Yes.
Yeah, right. And you're like dreaming up of ridiculous builds.
As you do.
If you're doing a Lincoln Continental in your head, never once have I thought about what the drivetrain is going to be. That's not the important part of the build.
No.
And to me, this is perfectly reasonable.
I will back you on that.
And like the car's so damn heavy anyway. Who cares? What's a battery bank? Big deal. So
it's not about performance,
I support EV luxury street cruisers like this thing.
Bring back the street boats.
Yeah,
bring them back.
Absolutely, I love it. I thought it was really cool. Couple other things we didn't. I don't even think they took pictures of most of the stuff in there. We kind of breezed right through it pretty quickly. But they did have that Mustang Mach-E turned race car looking thing.
Is that the one that Vaughn Gittin did all the stuff with?
I don't think it was
not the same one.
That one, but I think it was the same thing.
Okay.
Like because it was a totally different livery than anything I've ever seen with Vaughn Gittin stuff, and it didn't have any of I don't think it had any RTR logoing on it or anything like that, but they look the same.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's two of them. If like Ford Performance has one and Vaughn Gittin has one.
For sure. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
Right. Because it was up there with a couple other Ford vehicles and stuff like that. So when we were leaving, we it was driving out, because remember, like in years past,
like the unloading or Sunday afternoon,
Saturday afternoon.
Did they not do anything on Sunday?
No, they don't do anything on Sunday.
Okay,
Saturday afternoon, like they shut the lights off, they shut the heat off. Like, get the fuck out of here! I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here.
I do remember that because we were standing around.
2 years ago, we were recording with Andrew Raines in the media center. We were like, it dropped like 15 degrees from when we started to when we finished.
Yep.
Yeah, and then like there's all the like Pro Mod 2,000 horsepower drag cars, and they just fire those things up and drive them through the crowds. Like, get out of my way! Here I go! Yep. Right, and then there's that Mustang Mach-E thing, like driving through, and like it's totally silent. So they're like, "You guys, come on! Like, we're coming through here. Like, this thing doesn't make any noise. Please get out of the way." It was hilarious.
Man, I bet it took them twice as long.
Yeah. So there was a trophy truck, like a Baja trophy truck, sitting right next to the EV hall, and they had boards on it and all this stuff, like about how it was the first fully capable EV trophy truck. Like it said, a 250-mile range in race conditions.
Jeez.
Fully capable of running the Baja stages and then
charging and
then running the next one, or battery swapping or whatever it was. And so we're kind of looking at it like, oh, this is,
damn,
I mean, that's quite an impressive, like, to be able to put, so, like most EVs, that's barely the range they get street driving.
Right.
And so to be able to put that on like a full throttle application, that's got to be an impressive battery bank. And so we're kind of looking at this thing, and I'm staring at the back of it, and it's got a gas tank and like the fast fill gas nozzles, like the pro race car, like you
like what they
the
have
ones you put up on your shoulder, like, and you shove it in there, and it just like gravity feeds like 20 gallons of gas in 4 seconds or whatever. And it's got exhaust pipes, and you look in the front wheel wells, and you can see the headers. I don't know, man.
That's weird. And it's not like, and PRI is not exactly a show you can just like pull that
No,
over
it's not
someone's
the kind of
eyes.
shit you get away with at PRI.
No, everyone's going to know.
You don't even
this.
get away with that at SEMA.
No. That's weird.
I don't know, man. I think the only reason that wasn't posted everywhere is because it was advertised as EV, so everyone just walked right by it.
Probably.
That EV hall was the emptiest room in the building.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not the crowd. I mean, PRI is
Not yet.
It's drag racers.
It's good old boys.
Yeah, circle track guys.
The Bullet was alive and well this weekend.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, a few other highlights. We got to see the C8R, which you got pulled up here, in the GM booth. They had, like, this car's been out for a year.
Yep.
As a race car. They've had a full season with it now. This is not the GT3 one that they're coming out with soon. This is last year's C8R.
Yep.
The front windshield, both side windows, or passenger and driver side windows, and the rear deck engine cover completely blacked out.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know if that was just like a completely empty demo model and they were trying to hide that, or if they think there's some sort of secret proprietary information that someone was going to get off that car at PRI, so they blacked it out.
Yeah, I'm curious.
It was really kind of lame.
Yeah, I don't know if this is one that was been on track or not, because I know
It was
one of them was in a pretty awful wreck at Petit Le Mans.
I would say that it was too clean to have been a tracked car.
Yeah, I'm sure if this is just their C8R demo
I wonder
car.
if it's a hollow shell of a thing.
Probably. Just for these types of shows. Wouldn't
Could
surprise
very
me.
easily be.
Because, I mean, usually they pull the cars off. They come from, like, the 25 Hours of Thunderhill or
Yeah.
Petit Le Mans, and they go straight to PRI.
Right.
So, yeah, they're filthy, and that's the way they should be.
That's the way they should be.
And this one's spotless. So,
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if this is a demo.
Yeah, it probably doesn't even have a steering wheel in it or something like that. I don't know. It was kind of lame, though.
It's a gorgeous car.
They're super cool. I can't wait for the GT3 one to come out. It's going to be really cool.
I like it. And then they got the 400, or the Z.
Yeah,
GT3.
the Z looks silly.
So good.
So, because it's a GT3 spec, it's a customer car. Like, you can buy one.
Right.
So but you have to apply for the opportunity to purchase the car.
You're talking about the Corvette?
The Corvette,
Yes.
right? So Dalton did,
Good for him.
because
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
why not? They're never going to respond to him or anything. But like, they ask you, like, are you affiliated with a professional racing team and stuff like that? And
What's your definition of professional?
type in Iowa Man Racing, something comes up.
Yeah.
I mean,
How professional?
yeah. If you look at his Street View, there's a giant stacker trailer.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
We're halfway there.
Yeah. So, speaking of stacker trailers, remember in the past they always have, like, you can drive or you can walk underneath the street and get out into the stadium for, I don't know, whoever.
Lucas Oil Stadium for the Colts.
There you go. Football things, right?
Yes.
Football?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. It's a football stadium.
Yeah.
They do shitloads of shit in there.
Yeah. So, and then they have all, like, the trailers and stackers and toters and stuff over there. They had a stacker in there. I don't think there's any pictures of it. Sorry,
I thought there was one, but
there is. You were flipping through. There's a picture of a spare tire holder that we actually have an idea on. But anyway, they had a bunch of toters in there, and obviously we've been trying to talk Dalton into a toter.
yeah, because
Right.
I mean, why
Because
wouldn't
he
you?
needs a toter? Well, we need him to have.
Yeah,
a toter.
that's kind of more.
It's really what it boils down to. But they had one in there that was like the one, right? It was clearly not designed. Most of the toters, especially there, but most toters you see are RVs,
Yes.
right? They're like luxury motorhomes that you can put a trailer behind.
Yeah, they're more expensive than most homes.
Yeah, so they were in the the ones that had prices were well into the $300,000 range.
Right.
One of them that they had there, which I didn't see a rate. Apparently Dalton said that their little sign said it was for rent, not for buy.
Oh, okay.
But the one that that was perfect, you walk in there and there's 6 bunks.
like triple stacked?
No, so like bunk beds, but there's
12
there's 6 total places. Maybe there was 8 total beds,
Okay.
bunk bed style,
Yes.
for a crew.
Yes.
And then there was a sink and like a countertop and a fridge, but no oven, which we don't fucking need anyway. There was a full-sized walk-in shower.
Okay.
And then in a separate room, if you will, was the toilet.
Perfect.
So one person can go number one on the bus.
Yeah, there's no number twos on the bus. No number twos on the bus.
If you haven't watched Grind,
go watch Grind.
You won't understand 3/4 of Robbie and I's references, so fix that problem.
Yes.
No number twos on the bus.
I think that's just a good rule.
It's fair. Absolutely.
Any tour bus, no number twos.
Right. But so someone can go number one on the bus while somebody else is taking a shower. They are not mutually exclusive.
That's nice.
It was clearly built as this is a rig to haul a crew, not a rig to haul your prissy wife who can't handle not living in the lap of luxury 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but you got to bring her to the racetrack because you think that she might enjoy it.
Sure.
And she doesn't.
No, they don't.
Which is what most of those toter homes were built for.
Yes.
If she's that much of a pain in the ass, she's not going to enjoy the racetrack no matter what toter you put her in.
No, if she wants to be there, it don't matter what the toter
If she
is.
wants to be there, it's fine if you're sleeping in a tent that's strapped down to the trailer.
True
if
story.
she doesn't want to be there, it doesn't matter how nice the toter is, she's not going to enjoy it.
No, she'll just sit there and watch Satellite all day.
Right. And be mad at you the whole time. You spent how much money on this?
Such is life.
Right. So that was clearly designed for the crew, not
Perfect.
for the wife and maybe one or two kids, which is exactly what we're in the market for. But unfortunately, you can only rent it. We're like, oh, well.
What's a weekend cost?
What's a weekend cost? Maybe, we're not going to rent it for every event, but, it'd be cool for festivals or something like that. Bumper hitch only. Which means the stacker doesn't work.
Dang it.
The stacker he currently owns, I should say.
I feel like he could get rid of that and just
Well, yeah, but then he has to buy another trailer.
It's fine.
It'd be dumb to buy a trailer to rent a toter.
He'd still be money ahead.
So we came up with a better idea.
Okay, I'm in.
So a bunch of the fancy toter trailers, and then there were a few display booths back in the main halls, had all the different trailer accessories that one can buy, right?
Okay.
Like the aluminum cabinets and the stuff you can put your stuff on the walls and stuff like that. And obviously there's a bunch of those that have the fold-away spare tire racks that are made out of aluminum that bolt to the wall.
Yep.
Like what you got here in the picture. Well, we were thinking wait a fucking second. That's practically a single-sized bed bunk size.
Yes.
Already.
It's like a Murphy bed.
So when the cars are in there and we don't know where to put, spare tires are hard to place in the trailer. It's one of the biggest problems with the stacker that Dalton has now.
Yep.
We can throw the tires up there.
Yep.
When we're driving down the road. When we get there, we take all the tires out anyway.
Uh-huh.
We fold the beds up so they're out of the way so we can we fold the racks up so they're out of the way so we can do our thing during the day. And then at night we drop them down, set a piece of plywood or a piece of aluminum in there.
Yep.
Set single-size mattresses on top of them, go to bed.
Love it.
So
I know a guy that could build you these.
Yeah.
And all you need is the code 1010 at factoryfabrication.com.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's that. Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Unfortunately, the toter's just not in the cards right now.
No,
but,
that's a lot of money.
If the few group chats I'm in with Dalton are anything to speak of this week, the wheels are turning, and it's only a matter of time.
He has been thinking about it.
And the other thing, I almost died laughing when he said this. We're walking away from there, and he goes, "Man, I kind of wish I wouldn't have bought that trailer." And I was like, "Okay, why?" And he's like, "I can't go smaller."
He's not wrong. No, you never go backwards.
Right, you can't.
Because even the guy that I bought my trailer from has messaged me on 3 separate occasions trying to buy it back. Because he downgraded and now needs to go back.
Weird.
I can't go back.
Who didn't see that coming?
He's been ignored.
Weird.
Especially since I've fixed everything.
Yeah. But I just it's so funny. Dalton, you can't really get any bigger.
No. But he'll miss it if he goes smaller.
Right. So we were looking at, because one of the things that trailer doesn't currently have at least not in a safe capacity, although we have done it anyway, is an observation deck.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no good way to get on the roof of the thing.
No, they just have a sketchy ladder.
Yeah, so I think it's Ryan has one of those, what do they call them? I can't think of what they're called. That just like fold, like, they fold into themselves and they fold in half, and you can like set them up so they're scaffolding, or you can set them up so they're an A-frame, or you can set them up so they're
like the Little Giants, or
Little Giant. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep, I got one
that style of ladder.
Those are nice.
And Ryan brings that to the racetrack so we can get on the roof of the race car, of the hauler. It was awesome at PPIR.
Yes.
It was super awesome at PPR because you could see most of the track from where we were.
Yep.
It was really cool. But we've talked about like, we should get some gating and make it like look professional so you don't just safe-ish.
like, fall off. Yeah.
Like I realized we had a tent up there at Midwest Festival. But
I remember. That
was anchored with 2x because the trailer wasn't quite wide enough, and so he needed a little more footage. So, but we're trying here, right? And the other thing is like, we don't want to take the Little Giant all the time. But how do we get up and down there from there all the time? We can't put a ladder on the back because the back is open.
Yep.
We don't really want to put a ladder on the front because a lot of times we unhook the truck so that we can use it.
Yep.
So then you wouldn't be able to get, because obviously you'd have to like climb into the back of the truck and then up onto the roof.
Yep.
And so we've thought about this because we like to do things the dumb way.
Of course. So you're going to put ladder on the inside.
No, we're going to put a hatch.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use the lift.
Love it.
It's an elevator.
Love it.
Right? So that's
genius.
So we were looking at like, there was one there that had a hatch, and I was like, Dalton, just buy it from them. Just buy the hatch, cut it in. How hard can it be?
Easy.
And I was like, better yet, let's just hinge your air conditioning unit. It already leaks. So just make it so it hinges up and down so that we can use it as a hatch.
I love it.
I mean, it already leaks, so who cares, right?
Yeah, that's the perfect way to do it.
So that's what I'm hoping we're going to do.
Is the AC unit above the...
Not currently.
We can fix that.
Those are details that we'll figure out later.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll figure that out. That's no problem.
But yeah, it was hilarious. The trailer building is just insane.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I remember being there.
Stupid stuff over there
a couple years ago.
Like, yeah, we went over there and we looked at stuff.
Yep.
But at the time when it was you, me, and Michael, like never in our wildest dreams would we have thought that last year we spent the entire season going all over the country with a nearly 60-foot long stacker trailer.
Right.
And here we are. And like that trailer either needs a lot of work or it needs replaced. And Dalton has already expressed the fact that he can't imagine going down in size. So like we're actually looking at these trailers with the thought of like that he might be in the market for one.
Yeah.
Because he tried to justify in his head that it made more sense to buy a brand new toter than it did to buy a used one because used ones aren't that much cheaper.
Man. They do hold their value. They're very expensive.
Well, so in his mind, you can get better financing on a new one.
You can.
This fucking blows my mind. They had the full breakdown of how you can pay for one of these if you finance it through whoever was selling it.
Yep.
They had a deal. I don't remember. Yeah, I did the math on it. So it was $300,000.
Okay.
And then I don't remember how I figured this out, but it boiled down to like it was $1,700 a month.
Not counting insurance and that shit.
No, that was the payment.
Okay.
For like 16 and a half years was the length of the loan that they were willing to give you.
Wow.
That was their financing.
Wow.
That's a really nice house.
That's a
$1,700 a month.
Yes.
It's $300,000 is a really nice at least in central Iowa.
It's a nice house.
It's a very nice house. And $1,700
It was
a month.
up until like this year.
Well, that's fair. Now it's like an average house.
Yeah, so every house is $300,000 now.
God,
but
tell me.
but
they're trying to tax me as such too.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
They can tax you in this fucking mansion.
I don't want
my house is not worth $300,000.
I don't want to talk about what my tax assessment value is right now, Adam. I don't.
I got a letter in the mail. The county wants to come and look at my house, and I'm like, I don't want you in.
Stay away from my house.
Yeah, stay away from my house. I don't want you in here.
No,
there's no way it goes down.
No, my
bullshit.
It's gone so high. It's unreal.
I'm sure.
It went so high in 2021 for the value of this house.
Yeah.
That we had long conversations about selling it.
Yeah.
Because it was that much of a profit.
I'm telling you, Robbie, you could sell this house, and in 3 years when the market bursts and that person goes bankrupt, you could buy it back again and make like a cool $150,000.
We had that exact conversation. We talked about
that. The probability of that happening is probably reasonably high.
It's not a small percentage.
It's way higher than it should be.
Yeah, it's a believable future. No, we had that conversation. We had the conversation of getting rid of it and downsizing because we have no plans for children. Right. So it's like just two of us in this
silly
big house, which really I bought it for the shop.
Right. Yeah, I get it. The location of the shop.
Yep. So we had that conversation. We all had the conversation of just uprooting and leaving forever and not coming back to Iowa, which I wasn't prepared to do yet.
Okay.
So I like the podcast too much.
Oh, I appreciate that, Robbie.
And the racing.
I mean, this is not prime racing territory.
No. But the team's here.
Okay. Oh, that. Okay. I forgot about that. That's fair.
So that kind of, I was like, until I'm sick of that, I really am not interested in leaving.
Yeah.
So
I get it. So,
but yeah, we had that conversation because it's insane.
Yeah.
Or we could have bought a toter.
Just
or for a fraction of the price, we could have bought an 89. What's that really fancy bus? The stainless steel one.
Oh, Prevost. Yeah, absolutely.
We saw one of those on the way to her parents' place 2 weekends ago, or a few weekends ago. And I was like, Jess, that Prevost right there. We could have that.
They're so silly. And they're like
so good.
They're so annoying. I mean, they're not cheap, but they're annoyingly cheap for what you get.
Yes. It's a value.
It's a house on wheels. I mean, that's a $500,000 bus in 1990.
Yes.
And it's
you can get it for half or a fraction of that now.
10% of that.
Yes. Nope. I was telling her about it.
Yeah.
She's all in on this traveling thing.
Interesting.
But at the same time, we're not willing to sacrifice everything to make that happen.
Well, yeah. My hardest part about it would be like, because you're still going to want to shop.
Yeah.
You can't work on your car the way you work on your car out of your enclosed trailer.
Correct.
That's not going to function that way.
Doesn't work for me.
And I know you well enough to know that you're not going to be like, hey, friend,
nope.
Can I borrow a stall in your shop for a week or two?
I would probably do that, but I'd have to like rent some space and and then I could probably do that.
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay,
but dropping it off and having them fix it for me?
Oh no, I know you're not going to do that. I know you're not going to do that. But like, I think you'd even struggle to ask to use space in somebody's facility.
I've done that before. I've asked to use equipment and facility. I went to Factory Fabrication the other day to use their hydraulic press, because I didn't want to buy my own.
Right. But like if you guys were traveling, so say you're in, I don't know, Tennessee, you're not going to hit up Matt Williams and ask him for a stall in his garage for a month.
I might.
All right, fair enough. So, I don't know. Other things we saw at PRI, I don't even. They had a bunch of the They were talking. There was a post about
how many Trans Am cars
there were, and like they weren't wrong.
There
actually was a metric buttload of Trans Am cars. I don't even know if there's any pictures.
You didn't take any pictures of them.
There were a couple of the new NASCAR chassis, which is really interesting to look at.
You didn't take a picture of those either.
No, I didn't. They're interesting to look at, though.
I kind of like them.
And then,
I like them a lot.
So they had one in the Olin's booth, which Ryan has Olin's on his S2.
Yep.
And they're kind of in desperate need of a rebuild because they've got quite a few years of track abuse on them. And autocross abuse, which in Sioux Falls is probably worse than track abuse.
Way worse. those poor suspension components.
Right, exactly. And so he was talking to them about the rebuild process, and Dalton and I are looking over this thing, and like it has a like a sequential transaxle.
Yep.
And I'm like, Dalton, like
It's your thing.
in 5 years, these are going to be surplus on the market, like old NASCAR parts.
Uh-huh.
And like someone's going to make it so you can bolt this into your Corvette.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
And like they have like real brake packages on them and real suspension components on them.
Yeah.
They're really cool looking cars.
I am all in on the new NASCARs.
Yeah. I might.
I'll watch.
I'll say I might, but I probably won't. But it's interesting enough to make me consider it, which is way more than NASCAR has done for me for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I realize that this is not any closer to the real car than the last generation.
No.
And so, like, they still are not stock cars. But it's at least more of an interesting car to me.
Yeah, I like what they're doing.
Because it's modern technology. At least it's not archaic. At least it's not archaic bullshit, and it doesn't relate to the street car.
Right.
You got to have one or the other.
Yes.
So,
No, it'll be fun.
another thing that they had a lot of this weekend was vintage NASCARs.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like what you've got pulled up here, this Ford Talladega. These things are super rad. I love the look of this car.
It's really cool.
It looks so cool. The vintage NASCARs are super duper rad.
More of that. You know what? That just needs a detune and it's GLTC ready.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't even need a cage; just needs a detune. It's GLTC ready. Some tires. I mean,
Yeah, I can't run these
wheels, tires, and a detune. It's GLTC ready.
Yep. Just like every other car on.
Man, that would be such a
Track Midwest.
fucking waste.
Nah, it'd be great.
I think that may have been the model that was the first car to go 200 in a NASCAR race.
Dang.
It'd be really, really wasted in a GLTC event.
No, it'd get more coverage there.
That's sadly true, yeah. So there was also, I think there's a picture of it somewhere, there was also a like a Dodge Daytona, the winged Dodge.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like a full-fledged circle track build. These are like this is basically the only muscle car I lust after is the winged Dodges.
Yeah.
I think they're one of the raddest like backstories of a car ever. And I just love it. So anytime that there's something like that, I'm automatically drawn to it. I think they're super cool.
Yeah, and that's a really well put together car.
It was a really, really nice car. So I think it's a tube chassis with like a fiberglass body put on it, which I support in every way, shape, and form. So super cool.
Yep.
There was a KTM, like KTM's newest crossbow, I think it was. I don't know if it's actually a crossbow. It was a KTM thing. Full dry carbon fiber body. It's got a cockpit on it. It's an enclosed cockpit, which I don't think the last one was.
I don't think so.
And that's why I'm not even sure that it's a GT3 spec. So I don't know that it's a crossbow. I'm not sure what it is. It's a KTM.
And it's fucking gorgeous.
It's the coolest. So it has the Audi TTRS 5-cylinder in it.
So it sounds crazy.
Sounds ridiculous. The cockpit cover kind of like clamshells forward almost.
Like a fighter jet.
See, I thought Batmobile. Like the old Batmobile, I think, did that.
No, fighter jet.
Yeah, okay.
But I think the fighter jets go backwards. Whereas this just tips forward.
Or like just hinge up.
Yeah.
Whereas this one kind of like moves forward and up.
God damn, it's cool.
It's so cool, Robbie. This full dry carbon fiber body.
This might be my favorite race car.
Like currently produced?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm all in on this.
Like if you take out like cars they don't make anymore, things I can't get, like old GTP cars and old Formula One cars. This is probably the coolest currently produced race car that money can buy to me. And it's a GT3 car, which means it's a customer car, which means that like if you had the money, you could buy it.
They have a price tag on it?
No.
Damn it.
I mean, I didn't see one anyway.
That's fair. If you have to ask.
I was way too busy drooling over the insane dry carbon fiber bodywork.
It kind of reminds me of that Mazda prototype they made, that the Top Gear burn.
Top Gear burn to the ground?
Yeah, that one. It reminds me of that.
It's kind of that. It's definitely wider.
I can see that.
It's way wider. It's crazy wide. Egress was the thing I was concerned about.
Yeah, because of that.
But so okay, the NPO one.
Yes.
That like the windows are almost like doors, right? That's basic.
Yeah,
and they just kind of like wing open.
Yeah, they're not gull wing, but you know what I mean, like butterfly.
Right, they just kind of
out.
like flip out,
Yeah.
and that's all you have for egress.
Correct.
So on this thing, the clamshell moves forward, but you can see in the picture there that I took, the window kind of opens like that.
Yeah,
like
the same way. As well.
Yeah, the same way as the NPO one does.
Okay,
And so I guess that's like if you flip over, that's your egress.
that should be enough.
I'm surprised that this is like roll cage homologated.
It has its own. It has a cage below the cockpit, though, right?
Yeah, but it was definitely not like intrusive. It's not in the way.
Okay. Huh.
It didn't look like it would be that bad to get in and out of. Because like my first thought is like if this thing's got a cage that goes all the way to, you know, like what would be the A pillar in a normal car and then dives down.
Yep.
It would be really hard to get in and out of the way that this thing opens and closes. But it didn't look like it would have been that bad.
No, it doesn't look too bad.
It was cool. Super, super cool. It was kind of tucked in the back corner, like behind all the manufacturing stuff. It was kind of out of the way.
Oh, weird.
Oh,
I saw.
shit. I forgot about these.
Oh yeah.
Here, Robbie, have $15 for eBay Motors.
Oh, I'm gonna use that tomorrow.
I would give you both of these, but you can only use them
One per account.
one per account. So unless Jess has an account, then you can have this one. You'll use it way before I do.
I will.
That's total aside.
We'll get there.
It's fine.
But I saw somebody posted this on the. I think it might have been the PRI page itself that posted it as soon as like it got set up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't regret going until just now,
Dude, we drove.
Honestly, this car was really the only thing I really wanted to see.
That was one of the things that like the three of us probably looked at the most.
That's fair.
Like we all, you know, we went to a few booths and we looked and like, oh, I want to go to this booth and do this thing, or he wants to go to that booth and do that thing. And there were plenty of things that we would like walk around as a group. But I think this was the one we probably spent the most time, all three of us staring at this thing and not like making fun of one of the others for something. Like we were genuinely just there to look at the silliness that is this thing.
It's perfect.
It's so cool.
I kind of did that with in 2019 that NASA spec car. You know
The NPO one.
No, it wasn't the NPO one. It's the other car.
Was it a formula car?
Oh God, what was it? It wasn't the NPO one. It was something different. I could have swore it was a NASA car. It was like it was kind of a monocoque thing like this.
Are you sure it wasn't another KTM?
It might have been.
I don't know. I'm telling you, you're going to end up with
I'm not gonna find
NPO ones if you're looking up NASA spec cars.
Yeah, it wasn't the NPO one. It was something different. God, what was it? It was this thing. The Rush Auto Works car. The SR1.
Oh.
That was in the NASA booth
2 years ago?
2 years ago. And that I kind of did the same thing to that car. I thought it was super, super rad at the time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. SR1.
Yeah.
It's very KTM crossbowy.
Yeah,
The old one.
That's kind
The last one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw between the two.
Yeah.
But like this is smaller, and this is more like a Spec Racer Ford size. I think would
Yeah.
probably a better way to describe
Yeah,
it.
it's like a spec racer Ford
For
if
NASA.
they would have if they'd like modernize it.
Yes,
It very much looks like what a modernized spec racer Ford would look like.
yes. So yeah, I was way in on that.
Yeah, that's cool. So, gosh, I don't even remember. There was so much stuff. It was a deal. I don't even remember what all we saw.
I don't know. I couldn't be bothered to go.
Yeah, I'm aware. Just leave me hanging.
I did feel bad about that
You should have.
for like 7 minutes, maybe. But there was a lot of people there.
Yeah,
You know how many people were here? None.
Robbie, you've been there before
Yes.
3 times, even if you only remember 2 of them.
I don't remember how many times I've been there.
That's fine, but you've definitely been there 3 times. 17, 18, 19.
Sure.
17 may or may not have existed in your mind, but it happened.
God, man, they all blurred together.
Thomas went with us. It was
I remember
a great
that.
time.
I remember Thomas being there.
We were like moments away from going to Dick's this time.
I wouldn't have regretted that.
Dick's Last Resort.
Yeah.
Originally, like back when I discovered what it was, so Dick's Last Resort, for those who don't know, is a restaurant. It's attached to the convention center. It's right there.
Yeah, or like right across the street. It's like
They're in the same building.
it is the same building.
It is the same
Okay.
building. You don't enter it through the convention center, but it's the same building.
Okay.
You walk out of the street or onto the street on the convention center and just down to the corner, and that's Dick's.
Oh, okay.
And a Steak and Shake.
I would have rather gone to Steak and Shake.
I do enjoy a good Steak and Shake.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah. But when we first went there and I realized what Dick's was, I had no interest in going. But now I kind of want to go.
Because you want to see him shit on Dalton and E-Man the whole time?
Well, I feel like that's who they would probably zero in on the most, because they're going to be the most like boisterous.
Yes.
And that would be hilarious.
Yeah, so again, for anyone that hasn't been to Dick's Last Resort,
I didn't really explain it at all, did I?
It's a restaurant where they literally ridicule you.
Yeah, like they treat you like shit on purpose.
That's their thing.
They put hats on you, and they write insults on hats, and then they put them on you.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about it previously. You looked it up on their website, and they had like somebody was wearing like a hat and it said, "Hey, you have something on your chin." No, the third one down.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
I'm too sensitive. I'll cry.
But Dalton insists on thinking that he is a medium shirt wearing guy when he's clearly an extra large shirt wearing guy.
He's not a medium shirt wearing guy.
No, and he's finally starting to accept the fact that he doesn't fit mediums anymore. That he shouldn't be painting them onto himself every morning. I'm convinced that he wore that one shirt that he wore when we got there. He wore it every day because he can't take it off. He just puts another shirt on top of it. That's how tight it is. It's stuck on him.
So does he get Petrolbox medium shirts?
Yes. But I think
I get large shirts.
I think
and he is larger than me.
I think E-Man changed it.
To medium?
No, to large. He goes, "I'm not letting you do this anymore."
Good for E-Man.
Yeah, right. It's super funny.
Before we go into the antics,
Yeah.
I remind everybody to head over to Petrolbox because it sounds like if you need a medium or large shirt,
Yeah, or an extra large, or whatever size you want.
the
But let's
actual shirt that you need.
be reasonable, man. Nobody, you're not impressing anybody.
If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, man. Go to the next size.
I've accepted that I'm an extra large guy now. Like I don't like, as we've long discussed before, I don't
like tight shirts.
I don't like tight shirts. So I've just accepted the fact that like I'm more comfortable in an extra large, even though they look kind of long on me. So I look a little ridiculous.
Well, usually,
you know what's perfect on me? A fitted tee, which
Yes.
I normally hate, in
But-
extra large.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
Because then they're not too long on me, but the sleeves aren't in my elbow or aren't in my my armpit.
Yep.
And they're not like it's
I-
right where I need it to be.
So
around me.
I got this Petrolbox large.
Yeah.
It fits nice.
Yeah.
It's I can feel it on my arms,
I don't
but
wanna
it's not
feel it.
tight.
I don't
It's
wanna
not
feel
tight. It conforms to my powerful chest.
I don't
and my
have
powerful arms.
I don't have a powerful chest. I have a dad bod. I'm a cable guy, basically. I'm a glorified, expensive cable guy.
I go to the gym. But if you want to get a shirt that fits to your powerful chest and bod, go to mypetrolbox.com. Use the code 10tenths or no TTP15.
Yeah,
TTP15
that's the one.
for 15% off. And if you are getting a Petrolbox for the next month, guess what's in it? A $15 eBay Motors card.
They gave him 5,000 of those things. They were
insane.
talking. There was an eBay Motors booth, right? And they're talking to the guy like, "Oh, you guys like here? Just put these in." Like, just handed it to him. John was carrying a box of 5,000 business card sized $15 off eBay Motor coupons.
That's insane.
They just handed it to him.
That's perfect, though. That's like
insane.
that is so perfect for the
It's a
Petrolbox.
perfect thing for a Petrolbox.
Especially-
And it's not like it costs eBay anything in all reality.
No, they'll make money hand over fist on this little $15
It's fine.
investment per person.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, this is money ahead for sure.
Yeah.
But if you want to become money ahead at that point with the next Petrolbox, get your $15 eBay card and the next box. But use the code TGP15, you get 15% off that box. And it's Christmas. Go to the shop. Use the code. It works there too. You can get shirts. If you want to pick out a shirt that you like the most, TTP15, 50% off. You can get the shirt that I'm wearing right now. It fits you. Great. Oh, and always pops up.
It does.
Every month they give out a free set of Rotiform wheels.
Boom.
If you're a subscriber to the box, you're not going to get better chances than that. MyPetrolbox.com.
So this year, as we have in years past, we stayed at what I like to refer to as La Casa de Petrolbox, which was an Airbnb.
Of course.
Don't get me wrong. We didn't actually stay at John's house, but it's still La Casa de Petrolbox to me.
Yes.
This was not the one that you and I stayed in 2019, but it was kind of similar. It was a full house.
Yep.
I think that's all this thing does is Airbnb. It had 2 bedrooms downstairs, 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 full baths. The showers were fucking hilarious.
You did have some pictures.
Yeah, so we did. E-Man took a picture of his of the one that didn't work. So that's the one that was in what would be the master bath if the house was real.
Okay.
Like a lived-in house.
Like a tiled.
So it's all full-fledged. It's not like a. Like I went to Lowe's and I bought a shower.
No, it's
and I installed. It's a room inside of the bathroom that you like step over a threshold and you're in the shower area and it's all tiled. And there's a big shower head that just rains down. There's a bench all the way across it. It's all the bench top was marble. It was super fancy.
It's nice.
They plumbed it backwards.
Uh-oh.
Which so cold was hot and hot was cold. But they didn't have dials. It's just the one where you turn it.
Oh.
And so
So instead of going all the way
up to get hot. So like I jump in there first person in the morning. So I crank it all the way up to the hot and I'm standing there and I reach in there like, this shit's fucking ice cold, man. I'm standing there and I'm like, what is going on? Like just standing outside of the shower, just reaching in there like, nope, still not hot. What the fuck, man? And I'm like, they didn't, did they? Like, So I turn it back. I turn it like halfway down and it starts to get warm. And I was like,
come on.
Really? So then I turned it all the way off and just turned it on just enough that it was full pressure. And like, God damn it. And then I go downstairs and I'm like, dude, our shower is plumbed backwards. Like, yeah, so is ours. So they were all that way.
Was the kitchen sink backwards?
I don't even know. But then there was so there were two full baths upstairs and a bath downstairs.
Yep.
The other bathroom upstairs. So this house was like the second floor, all the way around the outside was the pitch of the roof was part of the wall. Like the walls didn't go all the way up.
Yes.
Like we were built into the attic, and so the shower in the other, what would be the not master bath. It was fully sloped, like it was the pitch of the roof.
Why does it look so short?
It wasn't very tall. Turns out it didn't work either.
Oh.
Like it dribbled out.
Oh, I would say it looks like a midget could use it.
And then they took like black steel, like wrought iron pipe that you would buy for like natural gas plumbing inside of your house.
That's a thing.
And DIY'd the shower curtain because it comes out of the wall and then goes straight up at a 45-degree angle and goes up like 2 feet and then turns another 45-degree angle and it's almost like trapezoidal.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
The best part is they're not even from one side to the other.
Nothing was even about the house.
That's amazing.
Remember last year when we went down, when I and the others went down, you again couldn't be bothered to Austin, Texas for Super Lab Battle.
Yeah, I won't be bothered.
And Jabay got that porn mansion.
Yeah.
The Grid Life crew got that porn mansion, and the construction was atrocious. This wasn't far off of it.
Wow.
And so like Dalton, E-Man's now like he fancies himself a contractor because he got hired into some bullshit job that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he can walk the walk.
Yeah, and he
Well, he can,
claims
excuse
it.
me, he
yeah.
can talk the talk. I question his ability to walk. But he's walking around with his phone like it's accurate or something, like checking the level of the house.
Oh, jeez.
And it was clearly off.
You could drop a marble and watch it
It
go
would
across.
roll from one side of the house to the other for sure. It was pretty off. It was hilarious. That house was interesting. So it was like freshly remodeled. You could tell that this was one of those.
Nice.
This was one of those neighborhoods that got gentrified.
Ah,
You could tell.
yep. It was
So-
a complete shithole like 4 years ago.
Right.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yeah, and now it's like middle class,
Yeah.
and people think they're bougie living there.
Oh, that would explain why E-Man picked it.
Right, exactly, because he's a bougie hipster. We'll get into that. Trust me. I have
Perfect.
things to say, Robbie.
I'm glad that we're here.
So, Friday night we went and ate that burger joint that we went to 2 years ago.
I like
the,
that burger
metal themed burger joint.
Yep.
Where
Did anyone drink a hoppy refresher?
no, but they had 3 non-alcoholic beer options on their menu.
I picked a great time to not drink alcohol because the craft,
3,
the craft,
yeah,
the craft
it's
beer.
the hot thing now.
Yeah, I like it. I like 'cause
Yeah.
beer good, alcohol bad.
I don't agree. I think both of those things are bad.
I like beer.
Beer is garbage.
No, it's not for everybody. I admit that. I admit that it's not for everybody.
It's not good at all.
It's good. It's good.
So I guess, I think last time we went there, we all got burgers, and they were huge. Like the patties were measured in inches.
Yeah,
They're giant.
they were big.
Yeah. And this time around, Dalton and E-Man got macaroni bowls.
Okay.
And dude, I think they just take a 2-pound bag of macaroni that you buy at the store,
Yeah.
and they go, "This is your serving."
So it was just like a popcorn bowl full of
Dude,
macaroni.
it was insane. E-Man and Dalton both ate pretty decent portions of it, and you couldn't tell.
Jeez.
And then so they gave them these big to-go containers that were literally like if you go to Perkins and you buy a pie,
That's what I was gonna say. It looks like that metal.
yeah, they come in that metal container that has the clear lid, and then you fold the side on top to keep the lid on. That's what they gave them for the mac and cheese, and it almost wasn't big enough. It was crazy.
That's a lot of mac and cheese.
Right, but then they put it in a metal pan thing, right?
Yeah.
So now Dalton couldn't reheat it in the microwave.
Nope.
So Saturday morning before we leave, he's in the kitchen with the oven going, warming up this what turned out to be E-Man's mac and cheese. So I think they ordered what it looked like the same, but I think E-Man's had ham and Dalton's had bacon in it.
Okay. Sounds
Some
right.
minor, small, barely noticeable difference, but Dalton couldn't be bothered to double check.
Of course.
So he's in there reheating what turned out to actually be E-Man's mac and cheese on the stove, which was hilarious.
Well, it looks like he's just eating it from the stove.
Yeah, I think that's probably
Never
what
actually
happened.
never left the stove.
No, it did leave the stove.
did leave.
Yeah, because he got it all over the table, as one does. But so I get that sometimes you got to spend a little extra money at a place, right?
Yeah.
So that Kuma's Corner or whatever it's called, it's really good food. Don't get me wrong.
That's the burger joint?
Yes, it is a $20 burger,
Yes.
which is kind of excessive, but as a novelty, that's fine.
Yeah.
I can do it occasionally.
Yes.
Because even that's even more than if I go to Five Guys by myself.
Well, yeah.
If I go to Five Guys by myself, it's not a $20 meal.
No.
It's pretty close. Don't get me wrong. But I just had a water at Kuma's, and it was still north of 20.
Let's say because Zombie Burger would be what I could compare that to.
Yeah,
It's
probably
kind of
pretty close.
a niche-y burger joint.
Yeah, yeah,
So that'd be not quite as expensive, but yeah, similar prices.
yeah. So I get it. When in Rome,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll go back there next year.
God, we should have brought you to the restaurant that we took you to that Booney and I went to when we picked up the NPO one in Atlanta.
So I'm going to be 100% with you here, Robbie. I was actually dreading you and Booney going to PRI.
The food would have been fucking excellent.
I bet I would have gone hungry the whole fucking weekend.
No, there's no way.
Because Booney would have taken me to some bougie place
No.
which we went to. Don't get me wrong, but it would have had food that take me to a steakhouse and stuff like that. Yeah, there's food I can eat, but like there's weird stuff that he likes to go and eat.
No, the place we went to in Atlanta, you could steak.
Yeah, that's great.
You could have got steak.
Super in.
Yeah,
there's no way I was going to pay for it.
I swear to God. The last time I hung out with Booney, his wife, because he needed me to help him move some stuff, so we went to Ames. So I helped him move some shit, and we came back. And his wife had made Korean short ribs. I'd never had Korean short ribs before.
Okay.
And this vegetarian woman made Korean short ribs.
Okay.
And I swear to God, it's the best food I've ever eaten my entire fucking life.
It probably is.
And all I want to do right now is eat Korean short ribs.
I get it.
Every day.
I get it, Robbie.
It's the best fucking food I've ever had in my life.
It is. I have no doubt of that in my mind.
I can't believe it.
No doubt of that in my mind. And I'm sure the steakhouse that you guys went to was phenomenal.
Yes.
But it's a third of my paycheck every week, and it's not acceptable.
When
Robbie.
in Rome, Adam.
No.
When in Rome.
No, the Romans aren't even that wild. I'm not cool with that.
Sometimes you just got to spend the money.
I can't, Robbie.
Sometimes
the money doesn't...
We could have expensed it for the podcast.
So this is what we call it now, because Dalton, I think, accidentally misspoke, but Ryan and I latched onto it. You don't get paychecks, you get reimbursements.
Okay.
Because we're living paycheck to paycheck, which means it's a fucking reimbursement.
Fair enough. He ain't wrong.
Those are reimbursements.
Yep.
My reimbursement's not big enough for that, Robbie.
It can be.
No, but it's not.
That's what we should do with the podcast money. Just blow it out with one big meal, me and you.
No.
It'll be our company Christmas retreat, just me and you. Can't afford to bring anybody else.
Separately.
No. We got to as a team.
We don't do anything as a team outside of this right here.
Well, we could have done it at PRI, but I was sick.
Yeah,
See, I'm
sick. That's
I'm
what
sick.
it was.
I'm sick.
So anyway, Kuma's is fine.
Yeah, it's good.
After Friday night after Kuma's, we tried to go back to the karting place.
Yep.
We got to the karting place. They're like, yeah, no, we're sold out.
Oh.
So they
didn't even have a grid life event.
No. So they scheduled time for Saturday night.
Okay.
That's really expensive too.
Like way more than here?
So I don't think the place here in town does this, but apparently it's a thing that more than just this kart track does, because E-Man said that he's dealt with this at his local track too. They charge you $10 for what they call a license.
I've done that once, I think.
I think like the first time you show up, you got to pay them $10 just for them to put your name in their system, is what it amounts to.
Yeah, I think we had to do that once in Washington, but these were these gas-powered ones. You had to wear a fire suit. They topped out at 80 miles an hour. Like, we had to take like a class.
So like last year, E-Man participated in Grid Life's kart battle thing.
Yes.
And apparently that place has gone downhill dramatically.
In a year?
We're going to skip to Saturday night to talk about karting because we're here now.
That's fine.
This year, so it was E-Man and then Sarah bought, I think they did 3 races. Okay. So it was $60 for
three?
It was $50 for 3 plus a $10 license.
Yeah, because it's here in Des Moines.
$60. I have no idea what it is not on a weeknight here in Des Moines. Because remember, we always went on weeknights.
Tuesdays and stuff.
We always went on like Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
I don't think it's any more expensive on weekends. I just think it's so hard to get in.
No, it is more expensive.
It is more.
But
okay.
I don't know if it's remarkably. I don't think it's $60 for 3 races.
I think it'd be. I bet it's 40 for 2.
We were paying $20 for 2 races on weeknights.
I thought it was 30.
You had to buy the $50 annual membership, and then it's 20.
Gotcha. That's what.
But it quickly paid for itself for as often as we used to go.
Correct.
Because pre-podcast, going karting was our Wednesday night ritual.
Yes.
And then podcasting started, and we basically haven't gone back.
No, plus that one kid wanted to have a fight with me, and I decided I didn't want to go back anymore.
That's fair. But he's definitely doesn't
He's
work
for sure not working there anymore.
No, I mean, his little brother probably works there now. But he's chill, I'm sure.
I doubt it.
So anyway, we get back there on Saturday night after we ate, which we're going to get back to.
Yeah, of course.
And E-Man said this time, there was one corner. So the track has changed. I don't know if you remember. I don't remember this, but apparently there was the slick track, which I remember.
This is like the oval in the middle.
In the middle.
Yes.
And then apparently there was a banked oval.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yes, it was there.
Okay. And then so this is a dual level track, right?
Okay, yeah. So like when you're standing on the platform, like there's like
up above,
yeah, where you can watch. Directly below you at the end is the oval,
the banked oval.
Yeah, and then to the left was a slick track. I think to the left.
Yeah, it was to the left.
And the
so
oval
the slick track is still there.
Okay.
The banked oval is completely
gone. Okay.
Yeah, and so remember, you went across the back of the building, opposite of the viewing platform, on the second floor.
Yes.
On the second story of the cart track, if you will.
Yep.
And then you had a hard right, and then down the hill. And at the bottom of the hill was a 180-degree corner to get around the banked oval.
Yes.
Instead of that, it's now a 90, and you go underneath the viewing platform, and then you take another 90 and another 90.
Okay.
And then go back around and then up again.
Okay.
So it's kind of a big C shape on the top and on the bottom now, sort of.
Makes sense.
So there's way less crashy crash on the downhill.
Yeah, they always crash going
which
down
is
there.
really kind of disappointing.
I kind of enjoyed the crashes.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was very NASCAR of me, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So E-Man said right before you go up the hill to get on the back section.
Yep.
On the top section in the back.
All the way, like
it was
far
it was a hard 180-degree corner.
So yeah, you're going up the hill real slow.
Right. That's the slowest portion of the track. That corner was the only one that you maybe had to lift.
Oh.
The rest of it you could do flat.
That's what it was like in the Ozarks the last couple weekends ago.
Right.
I was like, this is so boring.
Right. Like I remember I went to the one up in the Iowa Great Lakes in Okoboji, and like that is not even trying flat.
Yeah.
Like
you just putts around.
Yeah.
Safely.
I mean that's not even that you're not even making the tires stress flat.
Yep. No, it's really funny because like we were down for Jess's family stuff, and like we went to like this arcade thing or whatever.
Right.
They had go-karts, so we all did it.
Right.
And it was so regulated, like programmed in.
Yeah.
So like when you would go down the little corkscrew thing,
Yeah.
it would just break for you. Like it knew where you were on track and did like all of it. Like so you hit a top speed at different top speeds at different parts of the track. You never had to brake. It was the dumbest shit I've ever been.
So from race 1 to race 2, E-Man had a different cart. He was almost 2 seconds slower per lap on the second race. That's how off these carts are.
That's so frustrating.
And that's like with a cart that you can practically do the whole track flat. And like we were making tons of fun of him and Dalton.
Well, of course.
Because so Sarah did the first race, but then she's like, I don't have the upper body strength to do the last two. So Dalton jumped in instead.
Okay.
So on the time picture that I have, it says Sarah Weaver. It's actually Dalton. The one where E-Man's last. I just want to note that.
Loser.
Loser. That was the one where his cart was like almost 2
He's over 2 seconds slower than the guy that won.
Yeah, that was the one where his cart was almost 2 seconds slower. So that Spectra guy that won,
Yep.
he was the tryhard
You don't say.
of the night. Like he
Did he
showed
show up
up
in like a
He showed up with he's wearing like a sweatsuit. So outside, when we showed up outside, there was a BMW there, like a 3 Series Beamer.
Okay.
Yep.
I know where this is going.
Yep. That had graphics down the side of it that said something about like 11/10ths race coaching or something like that.
Okay.
Which actually I feel like is a terrible name for a race
I don't
coach.
want the
I don't
coaching.
want 11/10ths.
No. I can do that.
That's like I've joked about we should have called this 6/10ths.
yeah,
Or 11/10ths.
Yeah.
Not 10/10ths.
No, 10/10 isn't accurate at all.
No, we're like barely above average or out of control.
Absolutely.
That's where we should have been.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to race coaching, 11/10ths is not what I'm looking for, man.
No, that's 11/10 drift coaching. How about that?
Even still, those guys are in control.
Yes.
So, but I assume that's who he was.
Safe assumption.
There were 2 guys there that were clearly the tryhards. They were not in the same heat,
Okay.
but I still think they were there together. But I think they chose not to be in the same heats.
So they could be winners in each of them.
Right,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
could be the winners. Because they're tryhards.
Yeah.
So the one that was in the session that they were in, he had his racing gloves.
I see that.
And so the carts pull in, and he's already standing there waiting for the kid to get out of his cart.
This one specific cart that he wants.
Yeah, no, the cart that he's assigned.
Okay.
He's assigned to, like they have this
number X.
You know,
Y, Z
next
goes
race, this guy's in cart 22. This guy's in cart 4. This guy, you know, he is like as they're pulling into pit, he's standing there waiting for that kid to get out of his cart. He's that guy. Awesome. And like before, like they throw the white flag, and he was fucking stretching. Stretching, Robbie.
You should always stretch before a race.
For carts that you could do it almost flat the whole track, Robbie.
You don't want to get a cramp.
Stretching.
That's the worst part about those tracks where you're flat the whole time because you're like,
yeah, you might. Okay, you know what? You're not wrong. I take it back. But he was in a sweatsuit with his gloves, and
it's because he couldn't wear a fire suit, so he wears a matching tracksuit.
Right. Yeah. And then he had like Pumas on.
Well, yeah,
because he couldn't wear his driving shoes, but he can't just wear regular tennis shoes, Robbie.
No, that's what commoners do,
right? And like Vans aren't even good enough. Got to be the Pumas that look like race shoes but aren't.
Not Vans shoes.
No,
Puma
Vans shoes.
Puma shoes.
It might have been like Pelotes or something. I don't know.
Probably
some like knockoff bullshit race shoe. They might have been that. I didn't get close enough. I couldn't be bothered. But his counterpart,
if he's driving a BMW, it's for sure Pelotes.
His guy, who I assume was his counterpart, was wearing like a windbreaker that was white, red, and blue.
Of course it was.
But the BMW they were there in, not an M car, just a 3 Series.
Whack.
But I bet it had a red and blue stripe on the grill still.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They all do.
Every one of them. Every one of them. Especially at the go-kart track.
Right? Oh. But
that's amazing.
Like, so one of those sessions, I think he did 2 of the sessions that they did. And then he was gone for their third one.
Okay.
One of them, he was driving with one hand on the wheel and the other hand sitting on the bodywork. And then when he would cross, start, finish, he would switch hands.
What? Like for every lap, he'd switch arms?
Yeah. He was like, this is how easy this is.
What?
Tryhards, man. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I don't understand the left arm, right arm thing.
I don't either. I think what he was trying to like project on anybody who would pay any attention to him was that he was so good that he could be at the top of the leaderboard using one hand.
Or one or the other.
Right. He could do it with both, Robbie.
Yep. I could do this all left-handed or all right-handed.
Right. So he would do the whole lap with one hand, and then when he start finishing, switch to the other and put that hand on the bodywork instead.
And he brought his own helmet.
Well, of course, but like,
and it's got a smoked grill, so you can't see him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
I can't knock him for the helmet thing. Like, I brought my own helmet.
I always bring my own helmet.
I'm not putting one of those nasty ass rental helmets on.
No, that's how you get like funguses.
Even like pre-COVID, I'm not putting that shit on. Let alone now when there's sickos.
The PRI flu lives in those helmets
for like year round.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't go away there.
Karting
it never leaves.
No. The karting flu is real.
Yeah, for sure.
Pass.
Yeah, and then when he would cross checker, like nobody slows down.
No,
right?
Yeah, you just drive through.
No, he was doing like a 2/10 cool down lap.
Bro.
And his name was Spectra. Yeah.
All right.
So karting was fun. I mean, they still went out there and they enjoyed themselves. Dalton almost killed E-Man.
That sounds all right.
They were 3 wide going. They came up the hill, which like Dalton and E-Man both, like you could see them slow down going up the hill. So we were joking about how they were fits going up the front straight at Road America.
Just, get in there.
Yep. They're like, are they going to make it? Are they going to make it? Yeah. Every time we're just like, this is the one. Nope. They still made it. Damn it. So, but they were 3 wide like the first lap. It was Josh, who was one of the Petrolbox buddies that came with. They brought Josh, who we met 2 years ago.
Yep.
And then a new kid his name was Liam. He was 24, but he looked every bit of 17, and I made sure to make fun of him the whole. Like I told the waitress to make sure
check his card.
Yeah, make sure his ID. I'm pretty sure it's fake, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because it's an out of state ID.
Why does this have fucking letters in it? I got that one before. Because out of state ones with Iowa, we have letters in our driver's numbers.
Yeah.
They're like, you have Z's in this. No, it's real. It's really my number.
Yeah. So, but I think it was E-Man or Josh on the inside, and then E-Man and Dalton on the outside, and they went to try and take a corner that way. And Dalton ended up like somehow getting the front of his cart like under E-Man.
Yep.
Like Dalton had to duck and like pull back to not get smacked across the head by the back of E-Man's cart. And E-Man thought he was going to like
roll
nose over flip the cart. Like he braced for flipping that cart onto his head.
Jeez.
And somehow managed not to.
Probably best that didn't go out on that way.
So despite the fact that the carts were god awful, that didn't stop them from almost killing each other, which is it's good.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, no, karting was still fun. It just wasn't as good.
It's always fun.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as it could have been. So
that's also exactly how karting always goes.
Generally speaking, yeah.
It's
I always thought that we had pretty good time.
The carts here were pretty good.
Like, in general, we had a pretty good time at the karting track here in Des Moines.
Yes.
It always was good to us.
Yes. Until we stopped going as a group.
But it's been quite
then it went to shit.
It's been quite a few years, and I question how, like, because at one point during COVID, they were literally making posts on their Facebook like, if you guys don't show up, we're not going to be able to stay.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. Like, if we don't get this many people through the door today, we're not opening tomorrow. We just can't.
Yeah, I do remember.
And so, like, I wonder how far downhill those carts have gone.
Oh man, they were somewhat inconsistent towards the end there. I remember that.
Yeah,
that always frustrated me.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's always that one try hard though, you know.
Every time.
Yeah,
because there was always like on the leaderboards here. There's always like the Stig, and, you know, these fake names or whatever. It's always the same ones too. It's like always like every week it's the same guys.
Yeah,
but then again, they always saw our names too.
That was Josh Jones.
Josh Jones
he would show up there
and kick our asses, and then
no, dude.
He would also do it when we weren't there.
Yeah, he would show up at like 2:00 in the afternoon because he worked night shift the night before.
Yep.
Show up there by himself and do like 4 races alone.
Yep.
That was Josh.
Then we'd have to try to.
That's who you're racing with.
That's what we'd have to match his time 2 days later. Oh, Josh was here, number 1 on the board.
For a long time after his bachelor party, I had the timesheet where I beat him at his own bachelor party.
What a
on my fridge.
I would have saved that forever.
When my fridge died and we swapped fridges, it didn't make it to the new one.
Shoot.
Now it's covered in kid art, which is way less interesting.
Yeah, you're such an adult.
You're telling me.
I have the same Christmas cards from like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I just never changed them.
We do too. But so Saturday after PRI, we were getting ready, or it was time to eat, right? And so we're very disorganized about where we're going to eat.
But why?
I mean, just because we're humans.
But you guys are organized enough to schedule go-karts.
Well, that was because we went there the night before and were denied. And they said, well, you guys can schedule for tomorrow. And they said, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So at first, E-Man and his... So during the convention, we pretty much were separated entirely from the Petrolbox crew. It was me and Ryan and Dalton, and then they were just gone.
Yeah, actual business things.
We're here for
funsies.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Right.
Good word.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right. So, we pretty much just communicated via text messages and stuff like that.
Or video calls with me. I knew E-Man missed me because he called me 3 times.
Dalton spent a ton of time talking to you.
But E-Man instigated it.
That's fair.
Yeah, E-Man called me twice, not in the group, and then called me the 3rd time in the group.
I'm aware.
So,
but we left on Saturday quite a bit later than they did because they actually left when the show shut down, whereas we stood there and talked to Jabay and a bunch of other Grid Life buddies for like 45 minutes.
Of course.
And then by the time we left, we couldn't get out. So we sat in the parking garage for like an hour waiting to finally get out because we're 6 stories up.
Right.
And everybody's trying to leave at the same time. So by the time we finally got out, they had decided where they wanted to eat. And so we get back to La Casa de Petrolbox. They said, this is where we're going. And they sent us an address and we just left. Right. But they had a full truckload. So we had to take 2 vehicles everywhere we went.
Right.
Because there were 5 of them in E-Man's truck and then the 3 of us in the Camaro.
Right.
And so we just type it into the GPS and leave. And we realize like, oh, these motherfuckers want to go downtown.
Yes.
On Saturday.
Of course
night.
they do.
And like, that would have been, so
Would have been fine if you were.
we left the convention center, spent an hour waiting to get out of the parking garage, drove to La Casa de Petrolbox, which was only a few minutes away, 5 to 7 minutes. It was a simple, easy drive. But then turn around and went fucking like a block away from where we just were, and we'd have to repark all over again. And like, nobody's called this place. So we don't have reservations ahead of time. We're going to be sitting there
waiting
for an hour, waiting for a table big enough to fit 7 people.
Uh-huh.
Right after PRI has shut down a block from the convention center.
Uh-huh.
We're not getting seated tonight.
Nope.
So Dalton and Ryan and I are like, peace. We're not doing this. We'll just go find something else. And so they I don't know if they ever even made it there or if they just said,
to heck with it.
To heck with it. We'll go somewhere else. But we were like on fumes in the Camaro, and downtown Indy.
There's not a gas station.
There's not a gas. So we were like, they're like, well, what are you going to do? Like, well, we're going to go get gas and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. And by the time we had gotten gas, they sent us an address to another place.
Okay.
And I type it in and it's Brewdog, who is a GLTC car sponsor.
Yes.
There's a GLTC car that has a Brewdog sponsorship. It's based in whatever place it is that E-Man lives over in the Middle East.
Yeah, I thought so.
They have like a hotel there that apparently has like shower beer. I don't know if it's on taps or if there's like a fridge in the shower or something, but there's something along those lines in the shower.
Yeah, in the hotel.
In the hotel.
Yeah.
And like, I guess it's like $400 a night, but it's all you can drink basically.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was telling me about that.
But I was like, okay, fine. Like they sponsor racing. Like how bad can it be?
Yeah.
Let's go. That sounds fun.
I'm surprised that wasn't his first choice because he's all about like, Columbus based this. You got to do it.
Yeah.
So that's why I figured that'd be the only.
Well, I don't know if they knew that it existed until they started looking for
he's
other
talked
stuff.
about it, but I don't know if
he knew that it was in Indy,
right?
Or if he just knew about it being in Columbus or wherever it is that he lives.
Right.
I refuse to learn it, Robbie. Because Ohio is just Iowa, but east of here.
Yeah, basically.
It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Their
cities are a little bigger.
There were some conversations that I cannot repeat on the podcast because it might offend somebody.
Why?
In a way I don't want to offend somebody on the show.
That's fair. We don't want any real hurt feelings.
Right. I just want people to pretend they're mad at me about their fucking Mustangs. Anyway, we show up at this Brewdog place. It's fucking like it's in the same area as Kuma's Corner, the burger joint we went to the night before. It's roughly in the same like district.
Okay.
Which I think is also a gentrified district.
100%.
Super hipster.
Bougie.
Super bougie.
Yes.
Yeah. We show up there, fucking empty.
What?
There is I think there were 2 other tables with people seated at it and maybe 1 or 2 people at the bar.
What time is this? 8?
No.
Early?
Maybe it was 8 by the time we finally got settled in. So the convention shut down at like 4:30.
Okay.
I would say we probably didn't leave there until 5 or 5:30, which means we didn't get back to La Casa de Petrolbox till probably 6 or 6:30. So yeah, maybe by the time we did all the bullshit and the rigmarole,
8 sounds right.
It was probably 8-ish.
Okay,
for sure. We also, when we left the convention center that night, Like everybody was trying to turn left, and so we said, "Fuck it, we'll turn right, and we'll just figure it out." And it happened to go by a White Castle, which Dalton had apparently never been to before, so we had to swing through the White Castle and get a couple sliders, as
you do,
as one does.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that.
Right. So, but anyway, so we went to this BrewDog place, and like, that's fine. I support it.
Yeah.
They do race car things. I don't know what's at BrewDog.
They do NA beers,
but they have food.
Yeah,
supposedly. Fine, let's do this. So I sit down, and she hands me what they called a menu. It was like a piece of paper.
See, like when we were at Road America, we stopped at that. I'll never think of the name.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that had a 1-page menu.
Yeah.
How was it compared to that?
This was similar, but they used words that I don't like. So one of their burgers had arugula, which apparently isn't just a noise that old-timey horns make. Arugula. That's what that is, Robbie.
I can't tell you what arugula is, but I yeah.
Well, and so I'm like, what the fuck is arugula? And they're like, well, it's kind of like lettuce. Well, then put lettuce on.
It's not lettuce, though.
It's like calling aioli. It's not aioli. It's just fucking mayo. Okay? Stop trying to make it something it's not.
That's exactly what the restaurant was, though. It's aioli and arugula, everything.
Right. And again, it's a north of $20 burger.
But was it delicious?
It was.
Is this a picture from it?
I would take Bebop's over this if Bebop's cost the same amount of money.
So this picture you posted.
So that picture is for a reason that I. So again, I don't drink beer.
That's the burger you ate, though?
That is the burger I ate.
For $20.
For $20. It was.
Shame.
It was not a very good patty, like thickness wise.
That looks like a Walmart bun.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't like Kuma's Corner is a pretzel bun.
Yeah,
like that is a perfectly acceptable Applebee's burger.
I wouldn't even go that far, based on the picture.
So the fries were pretty good.
They look seasoned,
but they got
that going for you.
They had what they called cauliflower buffalo wings.
Oh yeah, it's not chicken. It's cauliflower.
That's why. But that's not a wing, Robbie.
There's no bone.
It's cauliflower.
We're back to the boneless wings thing, Adam. I'll eat the boneless wings.
So, but when we got there, they had already ordered because apparently they're rude in Ohio.
Who does that?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Who orders without the whole party being there?
That's what I thought too.
Especially when they invited you.
Right?
Selfish.
I'm glad that we're on the same page, Robbie.
In Iowa, when I invite
we're Iowa nice, Robbie.
Yes, when I invite you to dinner.
Yeah.
I don't have half my food done by the time you get there.
God, I would hope not.
I would wait.
Because Lord knows I'm going to be late, Robbie.
If anything, I will have a drink order.
Oh, that's perfectly reasonable.
I will be sipping my drink.
It
might be water. It could be coffee.
I would never have expected them not to be sitting there with beers when we arrived.
Totally acceptable.
But having already had appetizers that were half gone and their orders in for food by the time we showed up.
Ordering appetizers early so that they're there by the time you get there, thoughtful. Having it half gone by the time you get there and cold, not thoughtful.
So when we get there, they're handing us, they're like, here, try these cauliflower buffalo wings, right?
I would eat that.
And like, I'm already sus about this because they're rude enough not to wait for us, but they're trying to give it to me. It sucks, Robbie.
Yeah, they don't want to eat it.
Right. But also it's buffalo, so it's spicy, so I'm not fucking trying it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But Ryan and Dalton confirmed my suspicions.
Were they good or no?
No. Dalton.
I'm sure the texture's different.
So, let me preface this. As people's longtime listeners are well aware, I wouldn't have what you call a refined palate.
This is a fair statement.
Right. I'm not I'm not trying to claim that I do.
I'm not saying I do either.
But I don't think that Dalton does either.
Absolutely not.
Dalton wasn't into it. Take that as you will.
I've never had cauliflower. I'm down to try it.
So here's my stance on these things that like the vegetarians and stuff like that do, where it's like the Beyond Meat burgers or like
that's so weird.
Is if you just advertise it as a veggie burger, I might actually be more apt to try it than if you advertise it as a meat substitute.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm just Midwestern and like just conservative enough for that to piss me off.
I would rather just
You know what I mean?
Just give me the black bean burger
Just
and
call it what it
burger.
is, Robbie. And then don't try to tell me what it's not.
Yeah, I'll eat a black
Just
bean burger. It's
Tell
fine.
me what it is, and I'm more apt to try it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's a replacement for a hamburger. Tell me it's a black bean burger, and I might try it.
Yeah, I'm in.
But when you're like, oh, it's just as good or better than burger, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, don't lie to me.
I'm just conservative enough for that to piss me off.
Just tell me what it is.
So we sit down, and the lady comes and she asks for our orders. I'm like, oh, I'll just take water, because like we've been walking around this
Thirsty.
convention center all day long. I'm not going to drink a beer. I don't really need soda at 8:00 at night, and I definitely haven't drank enough water this weekend. So I asked for water. So what does she bring me back with everybody else?
Shot glasses.
Fucking shot glasses for water, and then a pitcher.
Oh, to be fair, that's not a shot glass. That's like what you would take like if you get a double of Jack or whatever.
Yeah,
So, I
like
mean,
if you get a whiskey
like,
on the rocks.
yeah, it doesn't look like you had any rocks.
No, because I try not to, honestly.
You don't like the rocks?
Just leave those in the pitcher.
Okay,
They're hard to drink around.
that's fair.
And like the water,
There's some ice in there.
and when there's 4 fluid ounces of water in the cup, it doesn't take me long to finish it, Robbie. I'm like literally like wasn't even taking my hand off the pitcher. I was like, this is fucking pointless. And like at one point, I'm sitting there laughing so hard because I'm so annoyed by the situation that all I could do was laugh about it.
Yeah, of course.
Because if I didn't laugh, I was going to rage quit and walk away. That I couldn't even pour the water because I'm sitting there laughing
Like
about how
shaking
fucking stupid this is. That they can't just give me like the cup that the fries came in was taller than the water glass, Robbie.
It's a proper coffee cup.
I know it's a brewery. I get it's a brewery. But not everybody who goes in there needs to leave drunk. Somebody's got to drive them home.
What glasses did the beers come in?
Full size ones.
But the waters didn't come in full size?
No! In fact, Ryan asked, can I try a beer? Because of course they have
Samplers.
the beer menu. Again, I get it's a brewery. The beer menu at least twice, if not 3 times as long as the food menu.
Of course.
I get it's a brewery. I'm still
that's
annoyed
fine.
by it, Robbie. But Ryan's like, because it's bougie, so they have all kinds of weird shit in their beers.
Of course.
They can't just give
like a
you
milk
beer.
stout and oatmeal stouts.
Yeah, and like one of them that Ryan ordered had apricot in it.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a thing. I've had those.
It's weird, Robbie. But Ryan's like, can I try this first? Like, because I don't know if I want a full...
I don't want a $14 beer.
What does she bring the sample in? Same fucking thing I got my water in. That's what. What is this crap?
I remember when I was drinking, I used to do, what are they called? Flyers? No. They're like a shuttle. Like, it'd come with like 6 of them.
Yeah,
a little
yeah. Yeah, that's basically what these cups come on. Or what these water cups they gave me.
What were those called?
I don't know. It's like a sampler pack.
Yeah, I can't
know
remember.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Dude, I've never been so annoyed by something so insignificant in my life.
I guess I can see in the picture that there's a full-size beer glass.
Yeah.
Next, and then you have 3 of those water glasses stacked up next to it.
That's Dalton and Ryan's because they asked for water glasses too.
They're worthless, yeah. Yeah, they're not going to drink out of them. Those.
And I was like, I should just drink out of the pitcher.
Yeah, everyone else is drinking beer.
Yeah, who cares?
That's too bad.
But no, at that point, I had to be the pain in the ass. And so I'm literally just pour, drink. Like, I'm not even taking my hand off the pitcher because at this point I have to prove my point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is so dumb, Robbie.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that is disappointing. I would expect that food to be pretty good. Because again, usually,
it wasn't bad.
Usually those bougie places have pretty good food.
It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was perfectly good food, but it was overpriced for what I got.
That'll happen.
In my opinion.
That'll happen.
But then Saturday morning, we got to go eat breakfast.
Yeah.
We can't just go to fucking McDonald's and grab a cup of coffee and an egg McMuffin. No. We got to go to some bougie fucking coffee place that's on the first floor of what used to be the Coke factory.
Of course.
And I got a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich that came on a ciabatta roll.
Oh.
That was 3x4 square and a small bottle, mind you, like not It wasn't fresh squeezed orange juice, Robbie. It was fucking Minute Maid.
Yeah, Minute Maid.
Buy it in a 6-pack at the Hy-Vee or at the Walmart.
In the bottle.
In the bottle.
You didn't even get a glass.
No. It cost me $10.23.
Shame.
I could have bought 2 Egg McMuffin meals for that kind of money.
And the orange juice glass would have been like a gallon.
Right. They would have gave me a 24-ounce orange juice with that. Not a 6.5-ounce orange juice.
Was the sandwich good, though?
It was good, but it wasn't a $10 sandwich.
You paid $3 for orange juice.
Oh, at least.
Did it have a side?
No.
Just one sandwich.
Just a sandwich.
Sometimes
with an egg, a slice of cheese, and 2 slices of bacon on it. It was predominantly bun.
Oh, shame. That's too bad. I remember the gas station back in Hull. That was like the best.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are good. Those are good sandwiches. But they were like $3. That would have been the same thing.
E-Man claims that he doesn't live like this every day of the week, but I know that's not true, and I don't understand how he makes ends meet.
It's $20 burgers every lunch.
I know he's going and getting $10 worth of coffee at some fucking conflict-free coffee shop.
Because he did post on Facebook because it was like all ice and he complained. I think that was him.
That was at Sheetz.
Sheetz. That's what it was.
That's like a
chain restaurant.
Yeah, no, it's a gas station.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a Casey's, but it's a little bit more intense. Like you walk in there.
I've been to a Sheetz, I'm pretty sure.
You know like how the new QTs have kitchens and you can walk in there and make an order and then a few minutes later they'll hand you that. You can do that with Sheetz, but like you can get hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that from them and they're like wild and crazy.
Oh, okay.
Like they had them in Pennsylvania when I went there years ago with Katie and her family, and I went in there with her dad because he was like fucking pumped about it, right?
Like the Buc-ee's of the North,
right? Yeah, it's exactly. It's the Casey's of that end of the country. Like when you come here, you got to go get a slice of breakfast pizza. Yep. When you go there, you got to go get a Sheetz burger or a Sheetz dog or whatever.
Okay.
So I got a hamburger that was like a pizza burger.
Of course you did.
I like pizza burgers. I really like pizza burgers. They're great. But it was 2 mozzarella cheese sticks.
Oh,
like deep fat fried ones.
Yeah.
On the top of the patty with like some tomato sauce and then the bun.
I'd eat that.
It was great.
I would eat that.
It was awesome gas station food.
Yeah, I'd eat that
for gas
sure.
station food. Killer. I support the Sheetz life.
I'm in on that.
I support the Sheetz life. They were talking when we were trying to figure out where we were going to go eat for breakfast. They're like, oh, we got to get coffee, right? Like, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah. And like, of course, yeah, they were talking about like, oh, we could go to there's Starbucks like right down the street and stuff like that. And Dalton, I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, how far do I got to drive to get to a Starbucks at my house? Like, there's one in Ames, so it's like say 10 to 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Dalton, hey Dalton, where's the closest Starbucks to your house? He's like, oh, Sioux City. So it's an hour away.
There's not one in Lamar's?
There's a Scooters in Lamar's. There's not a Starbucks.
Yeah, he's at proper hour then.
Yeah. And Liam, the 17-year-old kid, refused to accept he's anything but 17. Married real young, apparently, because he's only 17.
17?
He's already married, man. Wild. Kids these days.
I'm telling you, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even think about it till you're 30. Don't even think about it.
He was like, dude, I could drive 5 minutes in any direction and pass at least one Starbucks from my house. Like, that sounds awful.
That's a lot of people to be around.
Like, it's funny because every time that group of people try to get me to understand why they want to live where they live, like all the things they try to describe to me as cons or as pros, I put in the con category.
100%.
That sounds awful.
Yes.
I used to have to drive to Sioux Center, which was a solid 30-minute drive from Sheldon, from my hometown, to get to the closest McDonald's.
Yep. That was for me too, but it was only 15 minutes.
When we went skating, like when we went on road trips for skating, we would purposely go to places that had McDonald's because it was an interesting treat for us.
We didn't get it ever.
Right.
We had Pizza Ranch. stop.
Right. And Pizza Ranch has great chicken.
It's the best chicken.
It's the best chicken.
The other day I went.
Apparently really triggers people who have never been there.
Yeah.
Why is it called Pizza Ranch?
They have pizza too.
Yeah, supposedly.
The other day, Jess came home from work, and I had gone to Winterset, and I had bought like a plethora
Yeah.
of chicken and pizza
Yeah.
and potatoes.
Show.
She was so pumped because it's the best chicken.
Do they have a drive-through in Ames now?
Nice.
So I can get like a couple pieces of chicken for me and the potato wedges, which I fucking love.
That's so good.
And then Katie, and then I can get Logan.
Little mini pizza.
No, he wants pepperoni. Well, so they give you like 2 slices.
Oh, they don't do the mini pizzas no more?
No, they do the 2 slices of pepperoni pizza.
That's fair.
They just pull them off the buffet table.
Yeah, of course.
Which, fine, whatever. But he's happy. I'm happy. We're going home.
Love it.
Life is good.
We have talked about food a lot on this show.
I did a lot of eating this weekend.
Perfect. That's what PRI is about.
Few props. Props to Ryan for finally actually stopping somewhere on a road trip and allowing me to get things that I need to sustain myself from point A to point B.
Yeah.
I was very proud of him, very appreciative of him. Going to shout it out here to hopefully
It'll
continue.
stick. It'll stick.
Yeah. So
He doesn't. You don't have to drive from when it's full to when it's always empty. You can stop in the middle and
yeah. I assume he really had to pee, and that it wasn't actually.
You know
for
what
me.
you should.
You know what? I don't even care.
You know
I
what you should
appreciate
do
it still.
is every time you go on a road trip with Ryan, you should bring like a 6-pack of something delicious and be like, "Hey, man, you want this?"
Oh no!
And then make him drink it.
So to be that guy this time, I took. So I have like a big lunchbox for work.
Yeah,
like a big one.
Yeah,
like you can easily fit a 12-pack of soda and some sandwiches in my lunchbox.
It's a proper lunchbox.
It's a fucking lunchbox. Because every once in a while I'll go real overboard on the meal prep thing and I need some space.
Okay.
And so I brought that with like 5 or 6 cans of Mountain Dew because I knew in the mornings I wasn't going to get any. Because even if I was traveling with considerate human beings, there's like no place to go from where we were staying to where we were going. And I didn't I need caffeine in the morning. It's just a requirement.
Yeah, it's an addiction. I understand.
Yeah.
I have a headache.
I'm not proud of it.
I have a headache in the morning if I don't have my coffee right away.
Not proud. It's just a fact, Robbie.
I run on coffee. I get 4 hours of sleep. I have coffee in the morning. That's how I live my life.
Right.
Don't fucking ask me about it.
Right. And so then I brought like a couple of cans of Mountain Dew, and then we went grocery shopping like 1 or 2 nights before. So I bought a box of Cheez-Its and one of those, those like rip open cookie trays.
It wouldn't be a Grid Life type event if you didn't have a box of snacks.
Right.
Like proper.
Yeah. So I brought
cupcakes, cookies.
Yeah. So I got the ones with the Reese's Pieces in them.
Oh, those are good.
The peanut butter cookies with the Reese's Pieces. Life, Robbie.
I think everyone that's listened to the show is realizing that we're doing this over our dinner time, and we haven't eaten since like noon.
So like we get in the car, it's like, I don't know, we left at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Maybe it was even later than that. I think it might have even been later than that. But apparently Ryan hadn't eaten anything yet. And so he was like, man, I'm actually getting kind of hungry. And I was like, oh, bro, I got you. And so I gave him my Cheez-Its box, and him and Dalton put like 3/4 of that Cheez-Its box away in 10 minutes.
Jeez.
Just gone.
Yeah.
And then the next, like, we would get in the car. We'd be like driving from point A to point B or whatever, and I'd be like, cookie? And like on Friday we get out of the the convention center, and Dalton's like, man, I'm pretty thirsty. I was like, gotcha, bro, and like hand him a Mountain Dew. And he's like, man, it's kind of nice having a dad with us. So
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah, I did my duty.
Good for you, man.
So PRI was good. I ran into a few fans, a few listeners, talked to a few of them for a little while. It was lots of fun. I did try to go to some of the booths that you had asked me to.
Yeah.
I couldn't find half of them that you asked me for.
There was only a couple I asked you to.
I know, and I don't think there was an AEM booth there at all.
Oh, yeah.
And every time I went by the transmission guy, can't even think of it.
Sadev.
The place was packed. There's always like
because everyone's doing sequentials now.
there's a group of people talking to Sadev revs every time I walked by there, and I didn't want to slow everybody down and stand there for 15 minutes waiting to ask for questions I don't really know that well.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I decided most of those questions you guys had could be taken care of in an email, so I'm going to let you deal with it.
You're not wrong.
I tried though, Robbie. I really genuinely did.
That's all I ask, really.
So
I think we got most of the general questions that we have are because I found a Formula 3 manual.
Yeah,
it's the same as transmission, and it walks through the rebuild process.
Cool.
So really, all we need is the tools.
That's fair.
Unless Boone doesn't trust me to do it myself, in which case we'll send it off.
It's his money.
It's just a transmission.
Spend it, Robbie.
Yeah, it's just a transmission.
Apparently, he can spend it on $200 steaks whenever he pleases. So what's the difference?
God, a $200 steak sounds amazing.
I'm sure it is amazing, but I don't think it's worth it.
Life is worth it, Adam. You know what is worth it?
Eyes Up Auto Art?
Eyes Up Auto Art. I can't remember my hotkeys. Oh, yeah, hair in my mouth.
Oh, gross.
Gross. Whose is it?
Dog.
No.
Cat.
Ah, it is dog.
Well, duh.
Could be Jess's. I don't know. Speaking of dogs, so if you need to have a picture of your pet painted, Eyes Up Auto Art is your guy. If you want a picture of or painting of your Datsun, or a painting of someone else's Datsun,
And
then you want it on your wall, hit up Eyes Up Auto Art. That is Eyes Up Auto Art. Instagram, Facebook. He posted this painting the other day. It's a Peanuts Automotive Adventure. It's got a Rottweiler and some pistons. And I will admit I'm impressed.
That's cool.
With the dog part of the painting.
Right.
Because you remember earlier in the year I made a comment about having him paint your friends and your family and your pets. I'd never seen him actually do it. It's just always cars.
Right.
Look at this.
It's really good.
I called this. I predicted
really
this.
Good,
I predicted
Robbie.
this type
it's
of
really
talent.
well done.
So if you need some wall art, it's not too late for Christmas or any occasion really. There's no code. Eyes Up Auto Art. You should definitely do it. Or if you want to have like a sketch done and then you paint it yourself, he'll do that too. I'm saving that for a snowy day because the Z's gonna be back together here real soon.
Uh-oh.
And then I'm gonna have nothing to do besides sim race and paint and read.
Could be worse.
I got a lot of reading to do.
Could be worse, Robbie.
Yep. But yeah, he's honing his craft. He's getting better every single time. I think I'm truly impressed with how good his paintings are. So Eyes Up Auto Art.
You got anything?
No.
You don't want to just rile them up? I feel like I've done a pretty good job of it.
We got a good one.
You do?
I got a good one.
All right, let's wrap this up then.
Right. So they say that your phone says a lot about you.
Okay.
So the hot take is based on what is your lock screen and your wallpaper.
Okay.
What is your wallpaper and your lock screen?
My lock screen is my son when he was like 3. And my wallpaper... No, he was like 2. He was even younger than that. My wallpaper is my Omni still.
Okay.
Why?
Well, they say that the things on your phone it shows what's most important to you.
Okay.
Jess did some training at work, and it was like a get to know everybody thing.
Yeah.
So they had everybody go through their phones, and then they talk about like what's their lock screen and their wallpaper, and it shows a lot about them and their most important things. And I bought this phone. Yours
is the factory default, isn't it?
It is a factory default.
Because you're a murderer, Robbie.
So the lock screen it's like this sand thing, so it moves like when I unlock when I see it's like a sand thing, and then I unlock it, and then it's the default screen. I've had this one 2 months now.
I mean, have you ever? Was the last phone any different?
No.
I'm going to assume not, because most modern phones, when you log in, they pull that data. Like, I haven't changed mine in years because it automatically puts it on my phone again.
No. My phone is 100% a tool that I use for, I want to say communicating, but I try not to. I don't want to talk to people. Yeah, it's just a tool to me, so I don't really care enough about personalizing it. But I suppose that probably tells you a lot about my personality right there.
That says a lot about you, Robbie. Like, you're a murderer.
No, I don't.
Like, there's probably dead people in that room back there.
No, you'd put them before. If you're going to put bodies, you're going to put them below the floor. You're not just going to put them in a room.
That's your utility room, isn't it?
Yes.
See? Dead people.
No, they're not in the room.
Well, they're not going to be under the carpet, Robbie.
There's
Then you have to take up the carpet. You put them under the floor in the utility room.
There's no carpet in there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm aware because it's a utility room and I've never seen one carpeted.
That's true. It's weird that there's like a drain in the middle of the... Yeah, I'm joking. But yeah, no, I don't change the background of my phones.
That says a lot about you, Robbie.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Clearly.
But because Jess came home because it's like a picture of the dogs and one of them might be a picture of us.
Yeah, I'm sure that one of them is a picture of the dogs and the other one is a picture from your wedding day.
Probably.
Because I know Jess well enough to know that.
Yep. And I think that's like the common thing with all, with all the nurses.
All the girls.
And like the only one that didn't have something like that was someone that, like, I think she was new to the country and like it was like hadn't had her phone very long. She was still on the default lock screen. Jess was like, she was the only one. I was like, the odds of me changing this, Jess, are almost zero. Like every once in a while, there's a picture of the Z that I'll think looks good enough that I'll put it as the background.
What's your profile picture on Facebook?
It's the picture from my wedding with Jess. I don't change it.
Okay.
I changed the cover picture because that picture of the Z from Road America was really good.
Right.
But I'll go years. Yeah, it's been...
Well, I did the same. Mine hadn't changed in years. I recently changed mine because we did family photos, and I got to take a silly picture with Logan.
Right.
I thought of it too late, but I should have done the Lion King.
That'd have been good.
With Kaylee.
That would have been good.
Because that would have been funny, but I forgot about it.
Maybe at Christmas.
Well, that was for the Christmas cards.
No, like at Christmas you can do it for your profile picture.
I mean, I suppose, but then they won't be professionally taken.
Yeah, but the new iPhones, they're quality cameras.
You're not wrong, Robbie.
So,
what's it like? Do you love Android Auto?
Still haven't used it. I haven't gone anywhere.
You go to work every day, Robbie.
I just listen to the radio. I don't even use my phone.
I haven't listened to the radio since I got my new truck.
You drive an hour to work.
Since I got my new truck. I won't even drive like 10 minutes down the road in my work truck without plugging my phone in so I don't have to listen to the radio.
Oh, I don't care about
the only time I don't listen to I do listen to the radio is if I have a newer coworker with me.
Oh, yeah.
If he's if he's one we've had for a while and we're like acquainted pretty well, we're still not listening to the radio. You can listen to my shit at that point. But if you're a new guy and I don't know you that well yet, I'm not going to make you listen to Dinner with Racers.
No, that's fair. Oh, fuck, I do need to catch up on those. Maybe.
So good, Robbie.
Yeah. I usually save that for like mowing the lawn and like, racing weekends.
So good.
But no, I don't listen to the podcast unless I get to listen to at least most of it.
Right.
So I don't listen to it 15 minutes at a time.
Right.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I get it.
So, yeah, I haven't used it yet, but I will, probably.
All right, Robbie. Let's tell them to see him next week and then not.
Remind everybody to head up Apex Pro. We used a couple of our fans used our code this week. I really appreciate it. Also, it's really cool to see that you guys are getting into data. This is the way to go. We are professional. We are professional podcasts, Adam.
Oh, shit, Robbie.
We are a professional podcast.
Why are we a professional podcast?
Because I have an ad read and everything.
What?
Bam.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold on, I got to get past my lock screen.
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't ready for this.
Clearly. I didn't know, or I would have said, hey, Robbie.
I forgot about it.
Damn it. Okay.
Apex Pro is the official motorsports app of 1010's podcast. Download the app for free and utilize your phone as a lap timer and data logger to record your track and autocross sessions. There is no change. Oh, sorry. Should have practiced. There is no charge to download. Additional features like the predictive timing display, video filming, and rendering are available for purchase within the app. Look into the Apex Pro Gen 2 hardware for more capability and sophistication. Take advantage of the free Apex Pro app on your next driving event. Download it today on the Apple Store, and they're working on an Android app as we speak.
Oh, Robbie.
So you should download the app for free. No code. get to use it all you want.
It's a good thing you got that new phone, or the Android app probably wouldn't work anyway.
I don't care. I got the specific phone for that.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, Apex Pro Gen 2s. It's amazing. Very sophisticated. You can use all sorts of different features, and like the crew
view.
I was going to say crew chief. That was wrong. Crew view. You can see live data.
Every time I remembered to use crew view at a Grid Life event, it was one that was so swamped that my phone wouldn't work.
Oh shoot!
And so then I tried to open it and I couldn't. Like, oh,
it's frustrating. Yeah, use the code 10tenths, apextrackcoach.com. And Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, okay.